The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn, damn, damn! All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday night. All right, someone's mic is making noise now. That might. Who's that?
Not me. I didn't change nothing.
I don't hear anything.
Test.
Really? Now
Yes.
it stopped.
Hey now, chat.
All right, we're good. Interesting. All right, very good. Welcome everyone. Let me just go around the horn real quick. Matt, welcome. Good to see you back.
Peace, everybody.
Joe, welcome.
Hey, everyone.
And Zim, good to see you fresh out of a storage locker. Been
Zim's
enjoying
on.
your video. I have not seen part 2 yet, only
Neither
because
have I.
I've been in lessons all day,
Part
and then
2's not
literally
up yet.
I popped on here at 8:15. It's not up yet.
No,
Hey, Ricky.
I think I'm gonna wait a couple of days before part 2 comes around
All right.
because it's getting so many views. I don't want to put anything in the way of how many views it's getting.
Thank you, Bucky Dent.
Going viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling Dave I had actually watched the part 1 right before I came in here and sat down.
What
Yeah,
is
I
this? You
enjoyed
got a
part 1.
storage locker and you're going through the contents? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew the guy that owns it, and he used to
Mhm.
come into my old store, and he would brag about his storage lockers full of gear. And he passed away about maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years ago. And his sister called me, and because I kept putting the word out to him and his family and the guys that I knew, because his cousin or his uncle or something would always come in the store. But she finally called me, and I said, yeah, I'll come and look at that. And you guys saw the exciting part of it. You know what's left? I have to go over there with trash bags and just
Oh, yeah.
load stuff in. There's an old weight bench that has just covered with it's just like there's no pad on it left. It's just the bare wood. And there's
Gross.
those exercise. Yeah. All his suits are across the top. I have hours and hours of work to go over there and pull that
Yeah.
stuff out.
I got a question, and Dave, back me on this one, because you got me afraid we may need Columbo on this, because you said the guy told you about this locker, then he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
One
bragged
more
about
question,
his.
ma'am.
Did you have
No,
One more
he-
question. Did
I
you meet him to
didn't-
talk
I
about
didn't-
this out in the desert?
I didn't take him out, man. He unfortunately he had throat cancer and
Oh,
I'm a cancer survivor myself and we used to talk about it and bro, just do everything your doctors tell you to do, and I would try to give him a little of this and that advice, and he would drop in on me while he was going through all the chemo and radiation and all that stuff. So we were great friends.
So did you? Have
so
to
Ricky
pay for this?
Ricky Compton's asking about the Mesa combo. That's an F30. That's a
Yeah.
great amplifier. It's a newer amplifier. I believe that's a 90s model amp or early 2000. Ricky says it may need a cap job. I don't think so, especially if that thing's been sitting in storage. Those caps, I mean, that amp doesn't look like it's been run too many times. Looks like it's in storage more than anything. So probably you might have to check the tubes, but it looked like it was in good shape.
I was watching a video, and I'm hoping you make a separate video trying them all out for the first time to see what works. That would be,
Have you tried the F30 yet? The Mesa?
I have.
Has it played?
It does. It works.
Okay.
And I even found a foot switch for it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great amp. That's a really nice amp. And then what really made me laugh was at the beginning when you were like, my name is,
Oh yeah,
when you
whole
say,
thing. My name, and after 25 years, I was real serious about it.
so exactly. So what I wish you had done was like opened up like a Guitar Player magazine and then unfolded the centerfold, like clearly you have a Playboy inside it, like you're.
Yeah.
But that's
How did
I
it
was
work?
riding my bicycle around, and I thought I'm gonna make a trailer because I never made a channel trailer,
Yeah.
and I'm
but
just
it's
gonna
good. Came out great.
I'm gonna talk myself up and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that Vox Cambridge looks like it needs some work, but did that work? Did that plug in and play or no?
It does.
Oh,
Nice.
Plays. It fades
Nice.
in and out. It crackles. You adjust the knobs.
Yeah,
and
that thing's going to need some work.
it's all crackly and everything. Hey, how you
Tubes, caps, whatever. Hey, Janice Lalo. Yeah, that one. But I'll tell you right now, that was a great find. Those Gaiatone pedals, I always like Gaiatone. They're small and they sound good. He's got a customer. They're great for shoving up your ass. So you can't hear me.
orange OD overdrive pedals he had.
So did he have to prepay like for this locker like they do on the shows? Like you pay so you bid on it or something, or?
Oh, I don't know if he got it as an auction or or the family asked him to close it out. And he
I
got
think
the
he was
content.
getting to that, but he must
Yeah.
have paid the family. Someone got paid because he said,
Or
when
he killed the
found
guy and forged his signature on some documents.
Yeah, because if he's getting to keep the stuff,
Well, you know,
they didn't-
Dave, the way he found the Foot Locker, he had to assemble a bunch of photos. It was like 8 pieces.
Oh, that's a terrible episode.
Oh, I
With the
loved it.
map.
I was watching it with Mikey 2 weeks ago.
Oh, when he goes to what's her name? What's the girl's name that plays the hooker?
Tyne
And I'm
Daly,
like,
she was an old
Tyne
whore.
Daly's the hooker. I'm like,
That
what?
was
Are you kidding me?
Awesome.
yeah, you could have gotten someone a little more feminine to be a hooker.
Or
But
attractive?
She was playing. She
Well,
was
yeah.
playing a retired, but she offers to
Zim-
roll them.
Zim, did you get that? Did you get that that storage locker in an auction, or did you actually the family contact
No,
you and said go?
The family contacted me and said, I'll meet you over there. And I said, okay, I'll grab my checkbook and I'll meet you over there. So I didn't
Okay,
have
and
to
did they
bid
give you a-
on it.
You get to pick and
Yeah.
choose and then pay for.
Did
what
they give you a
get.
price?
I
Or did you
I
negotiate
made an
that?
offer and she said, yeah, okay. Because it's a lot of work to get out. And I said, yeah, but I'm peeking in there and I see a Mesa Boogie cab and the
Was it more than
Fender amp was up at the
$500?
top and
Oh God.
what?
Was it more than 500?
Below 500? No,
More.
I want a little bit higher than that. Yeah, I want more than 500.
Yeah. All right.
But I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm actually going to cut out in a half an hour or so, guys, and go. I'm actually going to go to the locker here and start loading up bags of trash. But I love the records. I'm getting records out of there, and I have vinyl. I have a vinyl collection, and so I'm adding to my vinyl collection.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed jazz and blues and stuff like that. So there's not gonna be any Ozzy or anything in the collection.
So I take
Right.
it
There's
this
gonna be
was a
some older
climate-controlled-
70s
This was a
jazz
climate-controlled
things like that.
storage.
Oh, it
unit.
wasn't. I don't think it was climate. Was it climate controlled? I don't think
It
so.
had to be. Things would get boiling in there. You're in Arizona, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
In the summer,
it's climate controlled.
It'd have to be.
Seemed,
It'd have
yeah,
to
it was
be.
climate
I guess
controlled.
so.
It's still really hot in there, and it's hot
That's what I
out
would-
today, man. It's 100 degrees out today.
Wow.
And it's on the other side of town. And my old pickup truck, I've got 230,000 miles on my old Chevy truck, and I'm going to drive it out there about 10 times and clear all that stuff out. So
now you'll get
guys
some
seen
good
the
you'll
fun
get some good
part.
money for that spotlight.
you think so? What can I do?
Yeah, I
with
think that spotlight looks like an old. That's one of those things where it's like people that are looking for it are looking for it.
I mean,
I'm saying I'm not
should
going to
I
give you
just-
2 cents for it, but I'm saying somebody's going to be like, I
should
wish I
bring
had
it into
that.
Should I bring it
Yeah.
into the store and let it just sit here? And
I think
Put a
that would be
price tag.
cool. Yeah.
Absolutely.
okay,
And if you God forbid you ever get robbed, you could single Batman.
I know. That's
Unless
what I
they
thought about.
rob
I
the
don't know if
fucking
it had the
spotlight.
light in it, but yeah, it'd be cool to shine it out at night and shine it at the emergency
Make a
helicopters that are
filter for
driving
the
around.
front of it, pointed at the wall, but instead of the bat signal, it's a Z.
That Electro Voice cabinet was that a
big
bass
Z.
cab?
Oh,
I
that'd
thought it
be
was a
cool.
bass.
No, that's like
You kept saying a PA cab. I thought it was a bass cab. Looking at it.
that EV. No, I think that's a guitar cab, and I've even have one of my. There's been like 5 guys that's come in today. Hey, dude, when you bring that one item over, I'll take that. And so have the items.
Really?
Like, there's already guys.
Anytime I
begging me
see
for
something that's not done in Tolex and it's done in that furry material, I assume it's bass.
Yeah. Right. There is that one cabinet it's got the gray carpet on it. So I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought it was. And then what else was there? I don't remember. It was good. It was a good video. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, guys.
Let me tell you about a video I didn't enjoy recently. It's been 2 years old. Rick Beato does this video where he has Phil X and Eric Johnson and Rick Beato play solos over Stairway to Heaven. And when Rick plays, he's like, I'm going to play as if Peter Frampton were playing the solo.
He pretended to be Peter.
It sounded like nothing the way Peter Frampton plays. Then Phil X played as if Van Halen were playing the solo.
Right.
Tom Van Halen, not Eddie. I don't know who the hell he was playing like, but it was not Eddie Van Halen. I mean, he was playing like Eddie's chops, but like had no feel. It was I was like, man, that's not good. I'm sorry, Phil X, if you're watching this. It wasn't good. It sounded contrived. It did not sound like Eddie has like this attitude when he plays where he comes in on pickups of notes, not just always in on the one. And then Eric Johnson was just like, let me masturbate over this track and not have any, and it was terrible. And so I just want to say I hated that video. And that's the first Rick Beato video I watched in a while. Even though it's an old one, I just didn't care for it. Now, when I watch YouTube, and as you guys probably, I watch a lot of crime stuff lately, but recently, have you guys ever seen the commercial when the guy says, welcome to Forward? We're a new kind of doctor's office. And they all, and maybe it's just in Boston. Have you seen that, Matt?
I've seen those a long time ago. I haven't seen them lately.
But it's like, here's a doctor's office. That's a new kind of doctor's office. A doctor's office that doesn't know what microphone clipping is. That when the guy says it, it's like, welcome to Forward. It's like my fucking speakers are rattling. It sounds like distorted. It sounds like he's ready to say, I am Iron Man. But instead he's saying, welcome to Forward, a new kind of doctor. Let me guess, are the doctors made of iron? Because you sound like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Without the cool riff behind you.
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, that video, that commercial has been driving me batshit.
I think I saw it once because it's yeah. I think I saw that once, and I remember thinking to myself, "What the."
Yeah, it's like welcome to Forward, and it's like so distorted. It's clipping. It's like honestly, guys. No, Anthony didn't get his picket. I figured you guys saw it twice. If you can't figure out it's Wednesday, I don't know. I don't know how to help you.
Now, I had a conversation last night about Phil X playing Van Halen or Pete Thorne playing Van Halen. So we got these two YouTuber guys. Who do you think's got who would you say is better between Pete Thorne or Phil
I think they're
X?
both good players.
Right.
I don't care for either one the way they play because I don't care for the music, the
feel
style
than
of
the
music they play, but they're both good players.
Right.
I don't think either one can do Van Halen. And I'm not this guy that's like, to do Van Halen. You know who does Van Halen awesome? The guy that's in fucking
Tito Brada.
No, Russ. What the hell's his real
Oh,
what's
yeah.
his fake name?
Yeah, Satchel.
Satchel.
Satchel's fucking awesome.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
great at doing Van Halen because he has an attitude. He's cocky. He can play. That's more his thing.
Yeah.
But
Russ
Satchel.
Russ Parrish.
Well, when Russ Parrish. Thank you.
Yeah.
When I seen him in the Atomic Punks, he was Russ. He was great. He was great
Plus,
at it.
he's got a lot more time doing it than these other two guys, I'm thinking, because I mean Phil X is playing Bon Jovi songs now, but
No, but Russ is a good
Satchel was
all-around
part
player. I mean,
of
Russ
the
was
Atomic Punks, right? He's a part of the Atomic Punks for years and years. So he had
he wasn't a guitar player for years. That's not true. He wasn't. He was only the guitar player towards the end because Brian got hired by David Lee Roth on the Sam and Dave tour, and they pulled him out of the Atomic Punks. And that's when Russ went over to guitar because Russ. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was Brian from the Atomic Punks. I forget his last name, so forgive me. But
the singer.
Yeah, wait a second. You saw that tour in Glendale? You went to the Glendale show?
I did.
I was at that show.
Yeah.
I was at that show. I ended up going backstage.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Well, my buddy played drums
kept voting for Dave.
in David Lee Roth.
Yeah, Sammy opened the show, and he was great. Great Sammy show. Dave went on stage. He had his blue skin-tight spandex on. And I says, come on, Dave. Come on. And I was just voting for him.
You were rooting for him.
I was rooting for him. Give us some of that. Give us something, man. Some of that old legendary
Didn't have it.
Charisma or whatever he has. Give us. And he just never quite got there. He was bouncing a basketball around on stage.
Yeah.
And
it's weird. He was weird. But his band was great. His band was great. Ray Lucia was on drums. That guy Brian on guitar. But Sammy's band was really good too. But I feel like Sammy's band is like a little bit sounds like a wedding band version of every song he was doing.
Huh.
I think vocally, though, Dave did a great show because he just tried to sing them the way they went. He wasn't making stuff up. He wasn't really playing MC.
No, I know. But you guys know what I mean by like, have you guys ever seen guitar players when you go see them playing in a cover band and the guitar player, scenario one, the guitar player is owning every song. He's playing it like he wrote it. It's right in the pocket. Everything is great. Scenario number two is, even though this guy is pretty good, it seems like it's like a milquetoast version of the song. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt Sammy's band was. That these were like these watered down versions of the song. And he's got that black guy playing guitar, and he's a decent player, but it just doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? If you guys probably have seen him before, he always plays with Sammy. But I just, and then of course, Sammy went and did Chicken Head or Chicken Foot, whatever the fuck that band was. And guys, if you haven't seen Chicken Foot or heard them, or you have, and you still like Joe Satriani as a guitar player, I'm going to say, wake the fuck up. He's boring.
Yeah, that's
what was really fun to see is Sammy Hagar put out a video a couple of weeks ago, and it was when he got the box of the brand new live album that just got produced. They made 750 copies for Record Store Day 3 weeks ago or last month, and he got a box and he opened them up, and there Sammy was really proud of seeing a Van Halen album where he was singing brand new Van Halen album, had a couple extra tracks on it, and that's a fun video to watch, just him being so happy about, wow, a brand new Van Halen album.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say my excitement about that with Matt's face. Matt's like, Matt couldn't look any more bored by that. Oh, there's a new Van Halen record. Oh, for the love of Christ!
Yeah, there was some.
I mean,
on there.
Best thing in Chickenfoot is Jason Bonham. If that's the truth, that is a sad truth. I was just watching the Bonham, the Jason. I'm not a big Jason Bonham fan. I know he's not his dad. He's decent. I don't love him. I'm sorry. I don't love him. Can I do?
Yeah.
He did a Foreigner show that
Wolfgang does a Van Halen thing, and everyone's all up in arms. Oh my God, Wolfgang can play just like his dad. Yeah, he can't. You want to know who can play pretty close to Eddie is Dweezil Zappa, who took lessons from Eddie. Dweezil's a great player.
Yeah.
And Dweezil can do Eddie.
Yeah.
Steve Vai can do a good Eddie. What's his name that plays in Paul Gilbert can do a good Eddie.
Oh, Paul Gilbert's amazing.
You know, Russ and Paul were roommates when they were going to MI.
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah. And Paul Stanley can do a good Eddie.
No.
I'm joking.
Eddie Money. Not even.
Eddie Kramer.
Jason Bonham did some Foreigner. Jason Bonham played in Foreigner for a while there.
Yeah, so did Brian Tichy. Honestly, Dennis Elliott in Foreigner. He's a fucking great drummer. That guy's got a great feel. You know what it's like? It's hard to explain when you hear a drummer and you hear their feel, like a guy like Bonham, and then you hear his kid play, and people are like, oh my God, it sounds just... No, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't sound anything like. In fact, I think a lot of the fills that Jason Bonham does, to me, is a lot sloppier, and he's a much looser player than his father. And, you know, today I was talking to my student about the Allman Brothers, big surprise, and he was saying how we were talking about Greg Allman. I said, Greg Allman, you know, as a young guy, you watch these videos from 1970. This guy's got a fucking monster voice. What a great voice. He's singing Whipping Post. He looks like a young kid, and he's got that voice. And this guy was saying to me, he's like, a lot of people think he's got a generic sound. I'm like, a lot of people think they sound like him. None of them do. When you can hear Greg Allman sing, it's like, that's the shit. Which is probably why I have such disdain for Rambling Man and Blue Sky. I don't want to hear Dickie Betts sing in that band. There's a guy over here that can sing, Dickie. You mind shutting the fuck up and letting him do the job? For the love of piss.
Excuse me.
You know what I mean? It reminds me of like The Clash when Mick Jones sang. Hey, that was good, Mick, but are we a fucking gay pop band or are we a punk band? Let the punk dudes sing and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, I hope you're writing this down. This is called
Audio
Gold.
Dynamite. Audio Dynamite was his album afterwards, right?
Wow.
Yeah, Big Audio Dynamite.
Big Audio Dynamite. Yeah.
That was Big Audio Turd.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Agreed.
If I had the I just can't stand Mick Jones' voice.
You remember the song?
Well, of course. I was alive during that time.
Did they have a hit song off that Big Audio Dynamite?
They did. I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I'm sure Hugh's in the chat. Hugh can tell you. Oh, Janice says she saw Big Audio Dynamite.
My condolences.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind working for the Clampdown, Lost in a Supermarket, but stop telling me they're a punk band then. Because those songs are pop. Train in Vain is not a pop song. I mean, a punk song. It's a pop song. But I digress.
Oh,
anyways,
Tina Turner died?
Tina Turner died today. She was 83 years old, born in 39.
No shit. What was wrong with her?
Equals MC squared. Thank you, Hugh. I knew you were
83 years old.
She was what?
She was 83. She would have been 84.
Okay, I know a lot of people that live past that, but I'm just saying, did she have a, sickness or something?
Yeah,
or
but
what was
did
it?
Ike beat on them for the better part of her life?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I happen to think that a lot of people that do maybe drugs or abuse themselves during certain years of their life, that they don't usually live it too long when they get older and their body says, yeah, hey, remember the time you were snorting blow fucking 7 nights a week?
It
Well, I'm
catches
your
up.
heart, and I'm here to remind you it's over.
Well, look at Keith Richards and Iggy Pop and all these guys.
Well, those guys are still doing it.
Yeah.
The trick is once you get on, you can't get off.
I'm not a quitter.
Right. No, so I don't know. It's terrible. I mean, she was great. I've always enjoyed her career. I can't say I was in love with those songs in the 80s because I wasn't.
No, I'm not a fan. I just didn't hear that she'd, kicked the bucket.
Yeah.
So.
I liked her in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
That was one of those, let's just put some, star of the moment in this thing.
Star of the moment.
Yeah.
Star
That
of
was
the
good.
moment.
It was the
Pinnacle
80s.
of
That's
her
what they did
career.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
She was also in
Yeah,
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Acid
Queen.
Yeah. But, like I say, we're all heading there, folks, whether you like it or not. At some point, we'll be saying this about everybody.
We're all in the checkout. It's just how soon you get to the cashier.
Exactly.
So
Just who's using up their fucking coupons and holding the line up.
Yeah.
Nah, it's scary too, especially when you get, because the age that we're at, all of our heroes, are getting up there.
I know. I think about that.
I'm
quite
going to really, really be devastated when Sir Paul McCartney passes away.
often.
That's one of
Yeah.
them where I just feel like, oh man, not him. Come on, not Paul.
He's still not that old. He could pull it off. I mean, I don't know how long these Englishmen live, but
82 or something, maybe 81, 82, I think.
oh, that's funny, Hugh.
I hate to correct you, but Paul McCartney died in the 60s. This guy's just been standing in.
Right.
Oh yeah, automotive. Yeah, he was in a car crash.
You know
Turn
whose
me on,
birthday
dead
was?
man.
You know whose birthday was last week? Was May 18th? Was Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo?
Only you would know that.
Anybody want to guess how old he is?
I'm guessing 75.
So I'll say
close.
72.
It's very close. He was born in 1950. He just turned 73.
Yeah. I was close.
Do you think he
That's-
cringed at some of those old Devo videos? Do you think he was
Oh,
super
I don't
proud
think
of that
so.
work, or do you think he was kind of cringy, like, oh God, what was I doing?
Oh, no, I'd be proud of it. I love all that stuff. Loved it. It was really clever for the time. And I don't think you realize, like, the people they worked with, like Robert Margouleff, who produced the Freedom of Choice album, he produced the early Stevie Wonder synthesizer records back in, like, Fulfilling His First Finale and the one before Inner Visions. This guy's a legend. And when he heard Devo, he was like, oh, I want to get involved. Brian Eno did the first record.
Yeah.
Somebody's uncle did the second one, or at least that's what it sounds like. I have no idea who did the second one. Keith something. I don't know. How old is Rick Nielsen? Well, I would imagine since they came out around 1977, and let's say he was 25 at the time, it puts him probably 2 years younger. He's probably 70,
70.
Did you
71.
guys see anything about him buying some Les Paul? That was it like a ridiculous amount or a ridiculous year? I just saw a post about him buying some Les Paul at an auction or something, and it seemed like a big deal. So I didn't know if it was like,
Oh, I don't know.
some ultra.
He's an avid collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him
I
and
mean, to
Billy
me, it's
Gibbons.
like,
If you had his collection or Billy Gibbons' collection, you'd be set for life.
There's a video
financially, but
of
as a
his
player, do you
collection.
care? Like, let's say you couldn't sell them. I'm saying right now, I'm going to say you can go own 12 guitars of your choice, or I can give you a Billy Gibbons collection, but you can't sell it. You have to keep exactly everything he has, and you can't add to it. You can't add your own to it. That's the collection you have. Do you do it?
What's the choice now? Pick any guitars, 10?
Any 12 guitars, you can have them custom made by the manufacturers to your specs, whatever 12 guitars, or Billy Gibbons' whole collection. But you can't sell it. You can't take the money for it. You just have to keep the guitars.
Well, that's a lot of fucking guitars, man. I mean, he's got like a warehouse full.
Yeah.
So I think I would go for the Gibbons collection just because
I would have 12 of my own.
Not me.
Because I don't think I'm going to find a guitar in that collection that plays the way I like it, the way I'd want it to play. And
you can't even adjust them?
No, because if I'm going to buy a Strat with a 1 3/4 nut and a fat V neck, and I want certain things, I'd rather play something that I like to play than play another guy's collection of vintage shit that I think really never played that well. I don't think that vintage stuff's that great. I'll tell you right now, you pull out a 1958 Les Paul all original, and you pull out a 1958 custom shop reissue, that reissue's a better guitar. Just saying.
And I watched the Gibson video of Rick Nielsen's collection, and he buys these old guitars, and he's like, "Yeah, I paid $300 for that back in 1983 in some pawn shop in San Diego, and it's got this weird tailpiece, and the pickup's loose, and he just left everything the same. He never like, hey, I bought this guitar, and it
never fixed it up. He's got too many at that point."
Done. He never did any of that. They're just sitting there the way he bought them 40 years ago.
But I had a 58 historic, and I also went up to Norman's Rare Guitars when Mark Agnesi worked up there, and Mark pulled out the 58 Les Paul for me to play, and he pulled out the Broadcaster with the 22 serial number. And I'll tell you right now, the Broadcaster surprised me and played better than I thought it would. Did it play as good as the 51 Notecaster that I used to have? No, it did not. But it was good. But the fact that it was worth so much, people are like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, but I would never play this guitar. And when I played that Les Paul, it had the baby frets. The neck was big, but it didn't feel great. And I'm like, I like my Les Paul better. So that's my point. It's like a lot of this stuff is like, it's really the opinion of these guys who are collectors because there's mysticism to this guitar. Oh, I have a 59 Les Paul. Gives a shit. I just watched Led Zeppelin play on YouTube. They were playing Kashmir at the whatever the hell they played it at when they got together at their last tour. And Jimmy's playing that 73 Les Paul in red. His red Les Paul that he has a B bender on it. And sounds fantastic. Does it sound any different than the fucking Dan Electro he recorded it on or how he played it live? Nah, it's all the same. But whatever you're going to play, you want it to feel comfortable to you is my point. Like there was a guy when I was working with John Carruthers that came in with one of Van Halen's Kramer 5150s. You guys remember the Kramer 5150s? They made 50 of them for Eddie. And unbeknownst to me at that time, I thought they were all the same color, and they weren't. And Eddie had a purple one. He had all different colors. And the purple one he gave to one of his techs, and his tech brought it to John for a setup. And I played it. And I got to tell you, the nut width on this thing is like 1 9/16. It's tiny. It's smaller than 1 5/8. That's how Eddie liked his guitars. Super narrow at the nut. Almost like a way a jazz bass is for a bass player. So to me, I was like, wow. I mean, and I was a huge Eddie fan, but to me, that guitar is unplayable. It's like a toy. It's like I'm sitting there like I feel like when my hand's down at the bottom of the neck, I was like, wait a second, this has a familiar feel to it. I needed some lube. So
Eddie had short little fingers. Is that what you're saying? Did Eddie have small hands?
No, I don't think it has to do with hand size. I think it has to do with comfort because here's the strange thing. I love the thinnest bass neck I can find when I play bass. But when I play electric, I like the fattest nut width I can find. So, and I don't think my hands aren't huge, but they're big. But
I get customers that come into the store and they're always I hear it all the time. What guitar do you have? I have really small hands and short fingers. What guitar? I'm like, I always say, the first thing I say is Eddie Van Halen had short, little tiny hands. Little tiny hands.
I don't think that's true.
That's what I tell them. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what I tell them.
Yeah, but you know what? You
well, you're lying.
I use excuses why they can't play.
You know who has tiny hands?
Fingers, I can't play. Stop using excuses.
Sorry, Joe. Joe, what, Joe?
That Danny Gatton, that country guy, he has tiny little fat hands.
You know who has tiny hands? Do you guys know who Matt the Deal Guy is? Yeah. Matt Granite. He's always doing like, today I'm going to talk about steals you can get at Costco this week. Or he does like Walmart. You guys should follow this guy. He's gold. He's always eating snack cakes out of the back of his car. He's hysterical. Anyways, he's always like, let me tell you the 5 things. And he goes, number 5. And he holds his hand up. And it's like he's holding like a baby's, like a baby doll hand up. It's like almost, but it's his real hand. He's got the tiniest hands. Wow. He's like, number 5. And I'm like, why does his hand look like it's way back here, but it's way up front? It's weird.
What's the guy's name?
Matt the Deal Guy.
Now, Eddie's hands are imprinted at the Rock Walk at the Guitar Center in Hollywood.
That's true. I think I have set my hand.
Yeah, and he had normal, like regular. Yeah, they weren't exceptionally big. They weren't small though.
There are some players that have giant hands. Like I think Paul Gilbert has giant hands.
Yeah, he's got really long fingers, and so does Steve Vai.
Holdsworth has really long fingers and big, huge hands. And James Taylor. James Taylor. I mean, that guy's hands looks like he go around the guitar twice. It's like, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Buckethead has gigantic spider hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he has that baritone guitar. Yeah, that Les Paul that he plays, that white one, is bigger than.
Oh, I love that Les Paul.
Normal Les Paul. I had one at one time, and it was big.
I held one in Guitar Center one time, and it was there.
Where would you dig? Nice Boogie Nights reference. Yeah. Anyways, so I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, I mean, like if Eddie, someone said to me you could have Eddie's collection, I probably wouldn't care for those guitars either.
No, I've heard people say that his guitars did not really play that well, but
yeah, but that for him, you're not allowed to sell them because again, that Hoffer Teacher video guitar went for $2 million. Like
almost great. Almost.
Yeah,
great.
I thought. Yeah, it was close. Yeah. I thought it was close to 4. It was like 3,900,000,
something like that.
No, it was closer to.
You know what's funny about Eddie is Eddie was like, he had part of the mysticism and then part of the science mind. You know, he used to always like the guitars, the pickups bolted directly into the body. Mm-hmm. He was like, that did something to the tone. But then when he put stainless steel frets on his guitars, he goes, anyone thinks this changes the tone of the guitar is an idiot. Like he was like angry about, which because of course it doesn't change the tone. But neither does fucking bolting the fucking pickup right into the fucking wood.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, now that's a different story. An acoustic collection, like some of those old acoustics, although, I mean, if I could have Richard Gere's collection or someone said, hey, you could have your list of Callings and fucking Santa Cruzes, I'd rather have Callings and Santa Cruzes than all his Martins and all that.
You know who's
I'm not that much into like, what's that?
You know whose collection I'd like to have? Steven Seagal.
Oh, yeah.
He's got fucking Albert Collins Telecasters. I'd kill for those.
Oh, the 66 customs.
And the 71 or the 72.
When I went to Norman's Rare Guitars, they had a Steven Seagal. One of his Strats was on the wall. And I forget why they weren't asking that much for it, but he had a fret job done on it and a couple of modifications that he did to his guitar, and therefore they weren't really asking a lot of money for it. But it was like a historic year, but it had work done because he had worked on it. No, Cheech, I gave that back to my buddy. Actually, what's today? Wednesday? I forgot to call him today. I told him I'd call him today.
All right, guys, I'm going to head out, man. Thank you for having me, but I got a storage locker full of trash I have to go clean out.
What fun.
So I had to wait
One
till
man's
after.
trash is another man's treasure.
There's a lot of old guitar player magazines, and one guy's like, keep all the guitar books and stuff. And so, all right.
Have fun.
See you guys.
Take care.
I'll see
All
you
right.
next
Hey,
week,
Zim, thanks
okay?
so much. And we'll look forward. When are you going to post that other video? Every inquiring minds want to know. They're going crazy in the chat. It's all the rage. No, when are you posting
Yeah,
it?
I'm watching that. None of them. A couple of days. I'm gonna hold
They
off
all
a couple
watched it. You
days.
didn't see it in the chat. You missed the chat. They were talking about it in the chat. They said great videos, Zim.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an unboxing going on right
Just
now.
got
In the
an
box,
unboxing for you
Dave.
guys. Bye, guys.
What's in the box?
All right, later, Zim. What do you got in the box?
Should I open the box?
Oh yeah, let's open it.
It's a box of meat.
Hold on, let me blow you up though.
That would be in. It's a live unboxing. The thumb that I got fucking.
What is that? Tony Iommi? Looks like he's holding a
Better not be your hemorrhoid
righty
cream.
guitar. It looks like Iommi holding a righty.
7 bags of the good stuff, Dave.
Oh my God! Did I
7
send you a bag
bags.
of that?
What?
Did I ever send you a bag of that
You
stuff?
sent me 2 bags of it. Who do you think got me
I-
hooked?
Okay, good. I was gonna say, how did you? Okay, good.
Where's my fucking bags, Dave?
So wait, so you called the company and you got 6 bags?
No, haven't you seen Instagram? They're all over Instagram. So I'm like, I'm gonna finally get some of that.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was the best coffee I ever had.
I agree. Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm
Where's
already
my
getting-
bags, Dave? I want a bag of coffee. All right.
I'll send you a bag.
God damn it.
I'll send you a bag.
Trying
Did you
this
drink
fucking
coffee?
to me? Fuck yeah, I drink
But they
coffee
must
every
be
morning.
blowing
Great
up because
coffee.
they're all over Instagram and Facebook with ads now. So I'm like, let me get in before it's too late.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good shit.
And have you tried it in the bulletproof way with the butter?
Oh, I have all my coffee with butter. Yeah.
It's fucking phenomenal. It's like, I'm telling you, that coffee's the greatest. Krell Bar is helping his brother move Krell Bro tonight. He said he may come on later. But he, let me see who's messaging me now. Okay, Bingham will be here in 5. It's, Krell's helping his brother move. His brother is moving, I believe, down to
Moving on up.
either Georgia or South Carolina, somewhere down there. I don't fucking know. But that's as close to it I can get. Anyways.
All right. Here's what we got going. I got 2 quizzes ready to go.
All right.
We got how well do you remember soul music from the 70s?
Okay, that will do.
Or how well do you know the hit songs of 1978?
I could do either one.
Oh, we're going to do
78.
both. But which one do you want to start with?
Let's do the soul.
Okay. Question 1. Now this question's a little wacky. Al Green released Let's Stay Together on the 1972 album with the same name. Which movie does not feature the tune? And here are your 4 choices.
Go ahead.
Reservoir
which
Dogs
movie doesn't feature a
doesn't
tune?
feature the song. We have Reservoir Dogs, awesome movie, Higher Learning, Hellboy, and Munich.
Munich.
I don't remember it in Reservoir Dogs, so let me just think for a second.
Yeah, and that movie was packed full of good songs. I'm wondering if that's the obvious trip. You know,
I don't know. I'm going to say Reservoir Dogs because I have no idea.
With you on that one. Reservoir Dogs, correct. Okay.
It's the only movie I knew that I didn't remember hearing it in the song. I mean, the other movies I don't even know.
Question number 2. Rufus's Tell Me Something Good peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Top 100. Who wrote the song?
Stevie Wonder wrote it.
All right. Do you want to know the choices?
I don't need them.
Okay. The choices were Chaka Khan, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, correct, and Marvin Gaye.
Yep.
Number 3, Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton features what kind of unintentional recording? And there's 4 choices. You have a lawnmower, baby cooing, phone ringing, or a bird chirping.
Birds chirping.
Yep.
Correct. Who were the producers credited on the OJ's Backstabbers? Here's your 4 choices.
Don't tell me. It's Backstabbers. If it's OJ's, I'm going to say it's Gamble and Huff.
Correct. And your choices were Wilson and Ashford, Bell and Hurt, and Gamble and Huff was correct, and Whitfield and Strong.
Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff.
Finish these Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes lyrics. Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping. In bed, no more. You want your 4 choices, or you just want to go with it?
Yeah, I know the song, but I can't think of it when you speak it. If you sang it, I could. Wake up, everybody. No, da, 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 da. Keep going.
In bed, no more fighting in the streets now. Backward thinking, war with our fellow man, or time for all this trouble.
Backward thinking.
Correct.
Yep.
Number 6, with its layered orchestral arrangement, Didn't I Blow Your Mind This Time is an early example of what city's soul movement?
Philadelphia.
Correct. Number 7, what year did Eddie Kendricks leave the Temptations? 72, 73, 74, or 75? No Googling.
No, my hands are in front of me.
Can't even see you. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Keep On Truckin' might be 73, but did he ever leave the band? I'm going to say it's a trick question, and he left in 75.
Incorrect. 1972.
72. 73 was Keep On Truckin', I think.
Which Earth, Wind, and Fire album group is listed in the correct chronological order? And here's your groupings. Faces, All in One. Oh, excuse me. Faces, All in All, Open Our Eyes. Spirit, Faces.
Hold on, are we going in order chronologically, north to south or south to north?
Wouldn't these be albums?
Yeah, tell me, what does it say? What are we going from? Because the first one you just said goes chronologically backwards.
Okay, so
that's why I was asking.
Earth, Wind, and Fire album group is listed in the correct chronological order.
Okay, it's not that one. Next one.
So it's not number 1. Now we have Spirit, Faces, That's the Way of the World.
No.
We have The Need of Love, Last Days in Time, Head of the Sky. And then the last one
album is good.
Is All in All, Spirit, and then I Am.
Well, the last one's wrong. They're all wrong except for 3. Number 3 is the correct answer.
The Need of Love, Last Days in Time. You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9. On which tour did Michael Jackson...
Oh, hold on. Bingham. Let me just give Bingham the... Bingham, I'm going to shoot it to you on Messenger. Give me 1 second. I thought I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Hold on. Let me give it to you on Messenger. John. All right. You should have it. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Number 9. On which tour did Michael Jackson first perform Rock With You live? The Jackson 5 Final Tour, the Jacksons Tour, Going Places Tour, or Destiny World Tour? Lemonade.
So Destiny would have been 1978. And if they toured 70, I'm going to say Destiny because the song might not have been out yet, or his album had just dropped when they went on that tour. It's probably Going Places, I think, is earlier. I'm going to guess Destiny.
Here's tipping it to you. You're correct. Destiny World Tour.
Because that Destiny album had Shake Your Body Onto the Ground.
Number 10.
Boom, 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 boom. What's that song called? Blame It on the Boogie. Okay, go on.
Final question. According to Stevie Wonder, what is his 1973 track Higher Ground about? Drugs, reincarnation, air travel, or the magic of reading?
People keep on learning. The magic of reading.
Incorrect. Reincarnation.
I was going to say,
okay,
Dave, how does a blind guy tell you about the magic of reading?
You got 8.
So he reads Braille.
You got 8 out of 10. You really know your stuff. Way to keep the music alive.
All right, let's welcome Bingham to the chat. Bingham, welcome.
What's up?
Hey, Bingham.
How's it going? What's up, Cable?
What's up, man?
Cable guy.
Magic of reading.
Who's our?
Well, the first lyric is "Keep on learning." You'll
have to forgive me. I
It's
don't
not
know
keep
who
on
the big
reading.
beard is.
That's Joe. Joe.
What's up,
That's
Joe?
Bingham.
Hello,
Bingham.
Bingham,
That's
buddy.
Joe.
There we go. All right. And there's a
So
kid in the
Bingham's been
background.
working lately
Cable.
at Bad Cat Amplifiers.
Oh, I have. That's true.
And I believe I see a Bad Cat behind him and a Buddha.
I see a
Oh,
lot
dude.
of things behind them. That
And is that a 5150 on the bottom?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a pile behind me here that's pretty crazy.
Whoa.
gosh.
Oh, we didn't see them. What is that? A
Make 'em
Marshall
full
down
screen.
there?
Make them full screen.
Oh, hold on.
Marshall.
You know, let's see what that Marshall is. Hold on. Let me,
Marshall, show it off.
Oh,
Is that a Friedman too?
try and figure it
Oh,
out.
My goodness, we got a Marshall.
is it a combo or a head? I can't even make
No.
it out.
It's a JVM 210H. And then on top of that, I've got this one's cool. This white one right here.
What is that?
That's a third power RPO, and it's serial number 2.
Now, let me ask you about that company. Now, is that a Trans Amp?
It is.
Thank you.
It is.
I know it is.
Yeah, that one's actually signed Jamie, so not Delana yet.
Oh, it was before the transition.
Oh yeah. It's number 2. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, we got the 5150, the Buddha Super Drive, and the that's a prototype Bad Cat. It's not out yet.
Is your 5150 the original, the 2 or the 3, or which one is it?
This one is the 5153, the EVH 5153 100 watt.
Right. Is that 3 channels?
What's that?
Is that 3 channels?
Yeah, 3 channels.
Yeah.
Out of Max licking his chops. I think we're going to have a sale tonight, folks.
There you go. It's funny. Out of all of the amps that I've got piled up over here, the big brand names are the worst. The 5150 and the Marshall, by comparison to the other 3 or 4, stink.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be any surprise, I guess.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not going to move because I don't want to steal your thunder. But right behind me, I got a Boss Katana. So
There you
watch
go.
it.
Yeah, baby. But yeah, that RPO actually is killer. Really, really good.
Andy, what 5150 do you have? The PV or the EVH? And so what's going on with Bad Cat? Any new Bad Cat news that you want to announce to the
I got one right behind.
Well, there's
one
all-
right behind me. Ooh,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
What's that? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right there.
the Bad Cat?
Like that right there.
I mean, there's all new stuff, right? We launched everything in January, and it's been just growing the dealer network. Now I sound like I'm shilling. Dave put me in a
That's
position
all right.
to shill. No, we launched everything in January. 4 new models, all like redone, and building the dealer network, building the artist network. I mean, everything's just kind of happening. It all seems like it's happening very fast. And at the same time, when you look at it, it's really not. It's like running in
Right.
slow motion. Building a company stinks. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, you got there's a lot of stuff. Well, let me ask you this question. We've been talking about some pedals today.
Oh yeah, that was earlier.
Yeah. So, and you like that OCD? I never could fall. I mean, I guess if you're pushing it into an already driven amp, it kind of works the way a Rat and a Fuzz does. They work, and
Yeah.
So
Well,
okay.
so to give the audience a bit of background, DL and I were discussing earlier. I did this big test for this prototype that I've got behind me. I had to do a comparison basically between it and like with Friedman Dirty Shirley and the Buddha and a couple of things, just to see if the amplifier itself could, cut the mustard. And, I thought it did. I thought it was killer. So I'm excited about that. But during the process, we were demonstrating, or not demonstrating, but I guess testing, demoing, whatever, a whole bunch of drive pedals into all of these amps. We had a OCD, I think it's version 1.7 if you want to get really nerdy. We had the what else? That WA Centavo, which is the Warm Audio Klon copy. We had Tube Screamer, an SD1, a fuzz pedal, and I think that was it. And what I was telling Dave was that I was kind of shocked. My 2 favorites were the Centavo and the OCD. Traditionally, I've not been a huge fan of the OCD. I've had 2 of them, and I've never kept them. But in that circumstance, through each of those amps at like concert volume when we were playing loud, both of those pedals were ridiculous. They sounded amazing. So go figure.
Yeah.
But
Well, Cheech, we can get to the Katana in a second. I mean, it's a great amp. We all like it. I mean, Joe, you like that Katana.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great amp for what it is. So you know, it's funny because a lot of the pedals, like the Rat pedal and pedals that people love, especially, I don't know if you watch Josh Scott's channel, Bingham.
sometimes.
I mean, he's been flipping his wig. Thank you. That was just no.
What?
I believe he wears a wig. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
He's been going off about different. Oh, God, it's fucking funny.
It is funny. It's always funny.
So anyways, he's always talking about pedals, and he did a whole down the rabbit hole about Rat pedals, and then he went to another company and a distortion, the MXR Distortion Plus, and I can't remember because it was one of those shows where he said this was the OCD is just a straight copy of it. But some pedals, like, you know, you get like a fuzz face. If you ask me what a fuzz face sound, or like, do I want a fuzz face? A fuzz face sounds fucking great in front of a heavy amp. If you have an amp that it's pushing overdrive like a Marshall, fuzz faces sound great. You put that in front of a Fender, and you're going to say, thanks for the fucking farting grandmother plugged into my guitar, because it basically sounds terrible.
Oh,
It sounds terrible. And so, meanwhile, speaking of farting grandmothers, on Instagram, this guy has a reel where he farts into his grandmother's oxygen area.
Did
where,
you
like,
see that?
oh my God! She starts screaming, "Ah, what the hell?" In the other room,
Almost
what
killed her. That's evil.
But anyway, so you know, it's funny because so then we're talking about the pedals today. Now, me and you both love the Boss ST1, Bing.
agreed. Yeah.
And it sounds fantastic in front of a Marshall E amp. And it sounds equally good in front of a clean amp. It's still a good pedal no matter what. And the King Tone Soloist, I feel you would fucking love too. I think you would be like, this is what a Tube Screamer, what everyone says it is, this is what it really is. This is the best of the best. I just think that's a
Now I gotta go spend more money. Killing.
It's expensive, I know, and it's expensive pedal, but I think it's worth it. Like I said, I have that Tube Dreamer, and it's been. If anyone ever offered me money for it, it would be out of my house. And not that it's a bad pedal; it's a fantastic pedal. It's just when I found the King Tone, I'm like, well, I'd use this, and it's still a great pedal. I mean, if you're looking for like, I mean, they're a Greek company, right? They're out of Greece.
Jam, yeah. I was looking for it. I was going to grab it, but I can't find it right now. It's probably put away, but I just grabbed that Delay Llama, and it is incredible. It's incredible. It's Jam pedals.
Oh, okay.
So I had this weird, really nerdy thought, and I think I told you this too. For some reason, I decided that I'm going to make myself a pedal board where each of the pedals on the board is either like vintage or through hole technology, no surface mount. Everything's going to be like, it's like Tone Snob City, right? Like full components, like real capacitors, just no surface mount stuff. And so I was at Angel City Guitars, which is a killer shop here in like Woodland Hills.
Oh yeah.
And I said to Ole, the guy that runs it, you know, just that, do you have anything that's like a delay pedal that's built the old way? And he was like, oh, you got to check out this Jam pedal. So he turned me on to Jam pedals. I'd never heard of them. He told me they're all made in Greece and whatnot. And then he gave me a screwdriver and let me open up the back. So I opened up the back. I looked at it and I was like, let's plug it in. Fits the bill. I plugged it in, started playing it, and immediately I was in love with it. Like immediately. We were plugged in through like an old Univox, this really weird clean thing. And through the front end, it was all gritty and swirly. And it had this like delay character that, you know, as you're playing it, it's just like you're chewing on the sound. It was really cool. So I was like, I'll take it. By the way, how much is it? And then I was like, shit.
How much was it?
Oh, dude, he gave me a discount and it was still like $269 plus tax.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, son of a, my bad.
Oh, you can
But it
fuck
comes with a
anything.
gyro.
Wouldn't that be the best? Oh,
Okay. Did you want the gyro with this or just the shawarma? I'll have the shawarma.
I'll take the euro with the garlic, that garlic butter sauce, whatever that's
Oh
called.
no, the tzatziki.
The what?
It's a tzatziki. It's the
No,
yogurt.
that's different. You know what I'm talking about. It's the
Oh, you mean the Lebanese garlic sauce? Oh yeah.
Paste. Oh,
The
shit.
Zanku sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that'll knock you off your diet.
that's the greatest. If there's anything I miss, it's Zanku. I love their chicken.
Super good. Yeah.
So, Bingham, what is the deal on this little bad cat head you've got back there? Is it just, is it super cool or what's the deal?
Yeah. Well, we have a model out there called the Black Cat, and the Black Cat is a 2-channel with tremolo and reverb built into it, but it's a 20-watt amplifier, 2 EL84s, and it's kind of voiced to where you can get, this sounds so cork sniffer, I apologize for this, but you can really get like Princeton tones and AC15 tones, like kind of like at the same time. It's pretty amazing. You got a big bottom but a chimey top, like, you know, hints of black pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it sounds like I'm talking about fucking wine.
Buttery
Right.
tone.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But anyways, that's what this amp sounds like. And on channel 1, you can dial it from like very clean to like pretty crunchy, and then channel 2 picks up where that leaves off and goes to like high gain. Not really high gain, kind of like medium-ish.
Channel 2 is crunchy. Channel 1 is creamy with a little bit of garlic and peppercorn.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what that was. And what I said, you know, inside, I was like, well, we got what is it? The Premier Guitar Magazine gave us the Premier Gear Award for this year for that amp. And then on top of that, the bigger feather in the cap was that John Bollinger, after doing the review, he was like, hey guys, I don't want to send this amp back. What can you do for me? So we sold it to him at like an artist price.
Nice.
And so John Bollinger now is playing that, and that's his amp he's been gigging with over the last 2-3 months. So I said to Peter, who is the head engineer over there, I was like, we need to make an amp that is like this, except twice the power and maybe a bit more aggressive. And let's see where that goes. So,
and that's the head you have behind you?
Yeah, that's what's happening with it right now. It's not launched. We don't have marketing material. Nothing's happening with it yet. So it's going to stay pretty quiet until it's time to go. But yeah, that's just something that we're working on. And
what's the name being thrown around for this one?
That's going to come out when it's ready.
But is there a name for it yet?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. Well,
I was throwing out there the Big Black Cat, but as soon as I typed into Google Big Black C, I was like, well, let me see where it goes from here.
Yeah. Are these made in the States?
The next 4 hours on Pornhub.
Exactly. 4 minutes.
Where are these made, John?
U.S. right here in Costa Mesa.
Awesome.
Costa Mesa, California.
All
nice.
Right. So
yeah, man.
How many different models are there?
That'd be rad. This one will be the 5th one when it's ready to go, but I can't divulge too much more because it's not done yet. But during testing, we have been tightening it up and making it more and more what I want it to be. So I feel kind of.
Are you going to launch any videos of you playing it and perhaps showing it when in the pre-working stage to get any drawing excitement?
What the fuck is that?
We will have probably a full complement of all your YouTube nonsense and retailers doing theirs and whatnot, but I don't plan on being in any of the videos.
Oh.
Hey, everybody, it's John from Bad Cat. I'm here to talk to you about a new product. Yeah. I don't want to do that.
So are the previous 5, are they available in combo or separate head, or are they all combos? Okay.
Yeah, you can get them either way.
All right.
Bingham, you ever seen the South Park episode when the teacher, what's her name, Principal Victoria says to all the parents, your kids were measuring each other's penis today?
Yeah, I remember it.
Do you remember Randy's fucking genius comment back?
I don't remember that.
He's like, did they measure from the base or from the ball?
Right. That's funny. That show is
That's what he's
incredible.
concerned about. It's fucking just so we understand each other, Randy Marsh is the greatest character that ever existed.
I would agree with that.
Of course, it's gold.
Dude, I saw a video clip tonight. Do you remember the one where the parents were all concerned about gluten?
Yes.
There's
that showed up in the feed on Instagram.
Yeah, the scientist.
Yeah.
He goes, and here you get pure concentrated.
He goes, then you drink it.
You eat it. Okay. Oh man, his dick flew off.
Oh yeah.
It's unreal.
It's gold. It really is some Now, are you guys going to be doing any pedals at all, or
there's a lot in the pipeline right now. I don't think you're going to see
just
pedals.
thoughts?
No pedals this year.
Right.
Probably next year, but there's a few more amps in the pipeline, and there's also I think maybe like some sort of a new attenuator sort of a deal. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I've
pedals
heard
are good.
rumblings, but I haven't seen any prototypes, and so until that happens, that's what I got.
Pedals for me are always like, I think it just gets the brand out there to a lot of people. Just, for the people that it's a weekend, they got their paycheck, they go into a music shop. Here's a pedal that's going to make your Fender sound like the new Black Cat.
Ooh, yeah. And they love it for the first week, and then they trade it the second week.
But it's all right. Yeah, no, it's so funny. You know what I always get a kick out of is why so many pedal companies start changing their pedals and make them. Has anyone ever made it better? Can we think of a pedal that, like, think about the Tube Screamer, the 808. Then we get the 9. I'll take the 808. Then we get the 10. I'll get the 808. But John Mayer says he likes the 10. We'll raise the price of the 10. You ever see what the price of a Tube Screamer 10 goes for right now on Reverb?
Never looked it up.
Nope.
Oh my God. It's like for that plastic shitty pedal, just because that asshole said it was his favorite. Now that's what they do. They run out to buy it.
They do every fucking time.
What's his name?
That is a great
the
question.
Bad Monkey. What's that?
Oh, that is a great question. I'm thinking about it now. Like, what pedals have been made better with a redesign? I'm sure some are like that.
Well, sometimes they put them in a smaller box and they figure out how to better. But like the Angry Charlie version 2, which I don't even know what version 1 ever was. I thought it was just the Charlie Brown. But the Angry Charlie, then they put out version 3. I thought it was worse.
Yeah. I have yet to find a pedal from some of like the mainstream boutique pedal manufacturers that are doing like more mass production. I've had a very hard time finding anything that I really love from them. And like the JHS pedals, like the Wampler that I really like. The only one I really like is the Tumnus Mini.
Yep.
The other ones, I
Which
mean, I know
clone.
a lot of people like that brand, and they do sell a lot and they do well, but like, it's just not my sound. There's something inherently in Brian's ears that are not in mine. Like, I listen to even his delay pedals, and I'm like, that sounds like a Wampler.
Yeah.
There's just something there in the character. And the same thing with Josh's pedals. Like,
well, did you see that Diamond just got rebought, and the guy's putting everything in small boxes now? He's putting them in like the box, like Wampler size box, the single box of the Diamond tremolo and the bass compressor. I remember you had a compressor from them. I always thought Diamond made quality shit.
Yeah.
Quality.
Well, what's going to happen is all of the full components are now going to be switched over to surface mount so that it can be made smaller. So you're going to get PC boards populated with surface mount devices, and they're going to tell you it's exactly the same. Oh, it sounds exactly the same, and you're going to get it, and it's going to sound not exactly the same as the old ones because it's just how it goes.
Yeah, I still have 2 of the tremolos. I love those tremolos.
Yeah, I remember.
Like I said,
it had like the memory lane and all that. Didn't you have a memory lane?
Yeah, I did. I had the memory lane too.
Yeah.
Which again wasn't an upgrade from this first one. It was a different. It was a different type of delay. It was a part. It was a just, but they called it the same. But I still can't think of a pedal that was ever updated and improved. I mean, you just said the OCD 1.7, which is version 1, sounded fantastic. I thought the version 2 sounded way worse than the older ones.
What one was version? What was the original? They probably had an original, and then like
one, and they had
1.4, 1.5.
Yeah, he's just changing like little things that wouldn't make it a big deal, which is why people were like, people are mental when it comes to that stuff. And
somewhere on the gear page, somebody said 1.7 is the magic one, and so now if you go on Reverb, 1.7s sell for more than the others do, which is pretty.
I don't know if you've ever listened to the Allman Brothers. The Fillmore East record, to me, sounds like they're playing through Fender Twins. So today, I'm like, I wonder if there's any videos from it. In the videos, there's definitely a Marshall cabinet. It doesn't look like a Marshall head, but there's a Fender Twin in the front right behind Dickie. But if you go on the gear page, all they say is, you want to get their tone, it's a Marshall, it's this, it's that. I don't sound like a Marshall to me.
Bow down, bow down.
You love whipping post. All right, so Joe, now that we've
show you
got
the
John's
most genius. Let me show you the most genius thing ever. By the way, if you guys aren't doing this yet, you got to do this. This thing here. Do you do this? This is the pedal board loom.
Oh, I have one of those.
Oh,
yeah, I have that.
Get yourself some heat shrink for the end.
It's a snake.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
It's a pedal board snake.
Right. Nothing
makes life easy.
Oh, it's the greatest.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that all of these companies that exist out here that make cabling, nobody makes pedal board snakes. You would think that you could just simply go to Mogami and they would have a 4-channel TS on both ends pedal board snake. You'd think. Can't find them.
No.
So you got to buy something called Tech Mesh on Amazon and then get like a heat gun and some shrink. And it's the great.
Right. Yeah, no, I have I've had it for years. When I had that big pedal board, I had that, and then I still have I took that pedal board apart, sold it, and then I kept the snake. And I use it for my gigs.
Are you guys familiar with a company that sells on Amazon called WBC, World's Best Cable? I mean, they're technically WBSC.
Oh, like you're better than my what's that Seinfeld?
No, I'm thinking
World's greatest dad.
World's second best cable because Matt Cable's the first best cable.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, checks in the mail, right?
Yeah.
Now the world's best cable they sell on Amazon, and dude, you get like Mogami cable with Neutrik ends for like pretty reasonable prices.
Really?
Yeah, pretty good. Like this whole loom, I've got. It's got the Mogami wire and then like some company called Amphenol ends or premium ends, but each of the cables are 20 feet long and they were like $36 each.
I love Mogami cable.
Yeah, for the Mogami, considering that you buy a Mogami branded cable, it's like $65.
Right.
So it's like a huge difference. I've been using that company to buy like all the patch cables and stuff lately. And
we'll see a monster cable.
Good.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, gee.
Fake marketing of monster cable.
Did you guys cover Tina Turner yet?
She died.
She did.
She's here in the news. She's still dead.
Fair enough.
and she was in a Mad Max movie.
Jim Fine just messaged me. Let's see what he's messaging me now.
Amanda Garcia drama.
Oh, I don't know what this is. So what's funny with that is he starts messaging me, and I'm like, who the fuck is messaging me? Who the hell's Amanda? What is he talking about? And I see it's Jim Fine because I didn't recognize his icon. So I was like, oh, and then he went into the whole story. Said she's shitbag crazy. She is like out of her fucking mind. Said she was giggling and talking to herself. Said she went to go to take a shower at his place and gave her the towel back and it was covered in blood. He was like, What the fuck is this?
Oh.
He's like, get the hell out of my house. I'm calling the police. And I guess Jim's girlfriend was there too. There was craziness, but we're talking about a girl that used to work with us at West LA. Insane. Anyway, so Bingham, what happens on this show now is we do some lists. We talk about lists of bands. Joe reads these lists. Right now, there was a quiz we were going to do right before you came on. Let's give this quiz a listen. This is 1978. What was the question, Joe?
How well do you know the hit songs of 1978?
Now, I realize this is 3 years before your presence on this planet.
Ooh, Bingham?
Yeah.
True.
No.
Well, I know it's not 3 years before yours.
Well, yeah, okay.
No, go ahead. Go
Touche,
ahead.
Dave. Touche.
Touche. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 1. And a lot of these questions, they're right up your alley, Dave. The Billboard Hot 100 #1 song of the year belonged to Shadow Dancing, a solo cut from which Gibb brother?
Andy.
Oh, I beat you to that one.
Correct. Number 2, speaking of the Gibb brothers, Staying Alive hit #1 for 4 weeks in February. What was the single's B-side? You want the choices or you want to just guess?
Well, I'm going to guess first, and then you give me the choice. But I think my instinct's telling me it's You Should Be Dancing, but go on.
All right, here's your choices. Night Fever, If I Can't Have You, More Than a Woman, How Deep Is Your Love?
If I Can't Have You.
I'm going to say How Deep Is Your Love?
If I Can't Have You, you're right.
2 for 2.
Nice.
Casey Sissik's You Light Up My Life was re-recorded by which singer, scoring a #1 hit in 78?
Debbie Boone.
Damn. He's correct.
Oh, I know. You Light Up My Life.
Number 4,
Song of the Year, by the way.
Number 4, Miss You by the Rolling Stones was released in 78. Drummer Charlie Watts cited the sounds of which city as an influence to the song's 4 on the floor sound? Your choices are Detroit, San Francisco, Berlin, or Philadelphia.
Detroit.
Hold on. Let me just think for a second. I'll say Detroit, too. It's Motown, but I don't think they're 4 on the floor so much there.
Philadelphia. You're both wrong. Baby Come Back was a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 for which musical act?
Player.
All right, I guess you don't need the choices. You're correct. Number 6, which 1978 Olivia Newton-John single was not a part of the Grease soundtrack?
Easy. Go ahead.
We have, well, I know this one because I saw the movie 64 times in the theater. We have Hopelessly Devoted to You. That's not it. A Little More Love. That's it.
That's it.
Summer Nights and You're the One I Want. I'm going Little More Love. I got
A Little More Love's probably her best song.
Yay. Okay, speaking of Grease.
I love that song.
Speaking of Grease, Frankie Valli had a hit with the soundtrack's title song. Who wrote the song Grease?
Barry Gibb.
Correct.
Wow.
Finish these Steely Dan lyrics. And I'm not singing it because I don't even know it. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide.
They call me Deacon Blues.
Yes, we're going with Deacon Blues. You are correct. Number 9, which song was the most commercially successful in the United States off the Wings album, London Town? Your choices are London Town, Mull of Kintyre, With a Little Luck, and Live and Let Die.
With a little luck.
With a little luck.
You're correct. Chicks Dance, 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 Yowza, Yowza, Yowza.
You mean
featured-
Chic?
Yeah, Chic.
Chicks Dance, Dance, I'm tired. Yowza, Yowza, Yowza featured backing vocals from which of the following singers? Here are your choices. Teddy
Luther
Pendergrass.
Vandross.
All right, let's go with him without hearing anything. You're correct. Number 11, according to Randy Newman's song that reached #2 on the Billboard Hot
Short
100,
People.
Who Has No Reason? Short People. Jerry Rafferty scored a #2 hit with which
Street.
geographically inclined tune?
Baker Street.
Baker Street.
Baker Street. Number 13, final question. Oh, I'm gonna go with number 1. Okay, which Bat Out of Hell single charted the highest on the Billboard Top 100? Paradise by the Dashboard Light, 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad, You took the words right out of my mouth, or for crying out loud.
Dashboard.
Dashboard.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Wow.
You got 11 out of 13.
All right.
Sweet.
And
Hey, where were
I
you
have
on
a
that?
whole page.
I wasn't alive yet.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Didn't
He-
hear the songs.
I
If
have
they,
a
if they
whole-
were if they were about rainbow, I would have maybe had more answers.
Dave, can you?
Here's a
pass-
question for you. What is your favorite vocal performance by Dio? I'll give you these 3. Heaven and Hell, Long Live Rock and Roll, or When She Said Yes to Danny DeVito.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
sorry, that's Rhea Perlman. I always get her confused with Dio.
Same difference, right? Oh, that's so funny. Like LA Connection. I love the incoherent, just random rhyming words at the end of the song.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
LA rejection. It's like, what the fuck does this have to do with
LA Connection. Rejection.
I just listened to that the other day in my driveway. I'm smoking a cigar and he's doing the end. He's doing the rhyming thing. I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with the song? He's just rhyming.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And then they're like, woo, go, go, do, do, LA Connection.
Ronnie wrote a lot of songs that didn't make a lot of sense, So
Let me tell you, his greatest lyric is, do you close your eyes when you make sweet love to me? You're damn fucking straight, I do.
Dave, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you pass the colossal Columbo quiz?
Of course.
You want
Can
to
you
try?
do it with one eye closed?
the what?
Exactly.
The colossal what?
The colossal.
Guys, give me a try at the Columbo quiz. I'd be
Okay.
curious to see how I do.
Okay. Number 1. What was Columbo's catchphrase? Well, that's easy.
Man.
Is it giving you a choice?
Yeah, your choices are just one more thing. Book
Yeah.
and piano and just the facts,
Just one
man.
more thing.
Yeah, I could tell you who's all 3 of those, but no, the first one is Columbo.
What is Columbo's rank? Lieutenant, sergeant, or major?
He's a lieutenant.
Lieutenant Columbo.
Ah,
Try one of quality for a change.
you love Patrick McGowan.
Yeah. Was he in an episode at the later series where he was like really old or played?
Yeah,
something?
he's the crematorium.
Yes. Okay.
And one where he kills the guy, he shoots the guy in his office and it's raining.
I didn't know that one. Columbo
Go
worked
ahead.
for which police force? San Francisco
LA.
police? LA. We'll go with LA.
LAPD.
What was the name of Columbo's dog? Mutt, Pooch, or dog?
It's dog.
Pooch.
He never gave it a name.
Dog.
Man.
Columbo drove a battered old car made by what European automaker?
Peugeot.
Peugeot. A bronze statue of Columbo and his dog can be found today in what European city? Turin, Italy, Warsaw, Poland, or Budapest, Hungary?
I don't
Sounds
know, but
something
what
like
the
they would do in Hungary.
What the fuck would they do that?
I would
for?
say they would do it in Italy because his character was Italian.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's go with Italy.
But
No.
that has nothing to do.
No, it's
What was
not. Budapest, Hungary.
I got it. Boom.
Ah, and the reason is Falk had Hungarian blood on his mother's side.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say we like vampires and we like a Columbo.
What
I-
breed was Columbo's dog? Basset Hound, Dachshund, or Doberman? That's easy.
That's
The
a
Basset Hound.
Basset. 8. What iconic singer-actor turned down the role of Columbo? You have Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, or Frank Sinatra.
Dean Martin.
I'll
Okay.
say Dean Martin.
That's what I clicked, but it's Bing Crosby.
That would have been a terrible.
What was
terrible
his reason for turning down the role? Here are the choices. And if it's number 1, he can't hang with us. He refused to smoke cigars.
I know the answer.
That's
He
not
felt
the answer.
He was
'cause
too old for the role. It would take time away from his golfing.
That's the
golfing.
It's the golfing.
Yep.
Which famous Hollywood director helmed the first episode? We know that one.
What's that? The very first in the
first
season was
episode.
Spielberg.
It's
No,
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
How many made-for-TV movie pilots aired before the first episode? 1, 2, or 3?
Two.
Correct.
One
Can
of
you
them is
name-
called the first one. Hold on. The first one is called Prescription Murder. The second one is the one where the guy gets kidnapped. Well, they fake the kidnapping. What the hell do they call that one? I forget the name of that one. But it's the
Random
fake kid.
or a dead man?
That's it. That's it. Ransom for
Number
a dead
12.
man.
Oh, they put random, so they fucked it up. Okay.
No, it's ransom. It's
Because random sounds stupid. Okay. Peter
Right.
Falk had a glass eye in which eye socket? His right, his left, or neither?
his right eye.
Neither.
Correct.
Hmm.
Though Columbo's first name is never stated, it can be seen on his badge on screen. What is it? Clarence, Frank, or Nicholas? It
Seems like it's Frank.
Francis. The Columbo character first appeared in a 1960 episode of which anthology series? The Detective starring Robert Taylor, Westinghouse Playhouse, or the Chevy Mystery Show?
No idea. I would say one just because it sounded the most
I'm
normal.
going to say
I
Chevy.
think I actually know this. I'm going to go with Westing. It was Chevy. You're right. Which actor played Columbo in that episode titled Enough Rope? Burt Lahr, Burt Freed, or Burt Parks?
Burt
Parks.
Parks.
Why? No, it's Burt Freed.
I was going to say, it can't be Burt Lahr.
Yeah.
Look at him. Which way did he go? Which way did
Yeah.
he go?
Why wasn't it
Put him
Peter
on.
What?
Why wasn't it
Because
Peter Falk?
this must be in like it's some detective series when they were just when it was on an
Oh,
episode. This has
okay.
nothing to do with Columbo. That's
The
why I'm like, this
final-
has nothing.
Okay, the last, no, not the last one. Okay. The final Columbo mystery with Peter Falk aired in what year? 93, 97, or 2003?
What are the options?
93,
93.
What are the options?
93, 97, and 2003.
The final Columbo,
The final Columbo mystery.
97.
I say 93.
Add 10 years to it, Dave. 2003.
Oh wow.
Really, Mr.
It
Columbo
was-
goes to the nightclub?
Columbo likes the nightlife.
Wow, that was 2003.
Really? I'm surprised. That's pretty cool. Which Star Trek actress starred in the title role in the spin-off series Mrs. Columbo? That I know.
I
I
know.
finally got one. Do you know?
Star Trek.
Well, you have to tell
Original
me if once you
series?
say the actress.
Your choices are Diana Muldaur, Kate Mulgrew, or Marina Sirtis.
I'll say the first one, Diana Muldaur.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's Kate Mulgrew. She was the captain on Voyager.
Oh, I would have no idea.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah, that's not a
Which-
good Star Trek series.
It really wasn't. Which of the three major networks did not air an original episode of Columbo? ABC, CBS, and NBC.
I'm gonna have to guess
CBS?
and say NBC. CBS
Really?
was the series.
Oh. I was going to go with CBS, which is correct. It's ABC and NBC.
There
What?
you go. Boom.
All right,
So there were
CBS was the,
two right answers there.
no CBS
No,
was the channel
CBS
that it was
the
on.
right answer.
It's saying ABC. It says that CBS did not air an original episode.
Maybe they
Was it
had it in
NBC?
syndication later.
I remembered it being ABC and NBC. I don't remember CBS at all. I mean, at least for us in New
Who,
York.
who did the Sunday night movie? I thought that was CBS.
I
did
think that was
with,
ABC that did Sunday Night
with
Movie.
Banachek, and they had them all in rotation because that's what Columbo was on. It wasn't its own show. It was part of a. It was like every fourth week.
Which duo created the Columbo character in series? William Lincoln, Richard Levinson,
That's
Glenn A.
it.
Larson, and Ronald. Gonna go. Yeah,
It's
you're right.
number-
William Lincoln. That duo also created which of the following 1970s TV detectives? Kojak, Barnaby Jones, or Mannix?
Wait, what was the question? again?
Barnaby Jones is Quinn Martin. Mannix. That was on Lucy. That was on Desilu Studios. What was the other one? Kojak. I'll say Kojak.
I'm going to say Kojak. No, Mannix.
Mannix. I loved Mannix. Season 1. Season
I've never
2
even
was
heard of it.
terrible.
This one you can't get
Oh,
wrong.
Mike Connors. Go ahead.
This country singer played the killer in the memorable 74 episode Swan Song. Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, or Hank Williams Jr.
Are you a fan of mine, Mr. Columbo? That would be Johnny Cash. Do you know that they made his Black Martin D35 especially for the show Columbo? Because Martin didn't want to let him have a black guitar. They weren't going to paint it black. And then a couple of guys, because they knew it was going to be on TV, made it for him anyways. And that's how they got it.
That's cool.
And that became his signature guitar.
Number 22. In just one episode, Columbo lets the killer go. What was the episode? And I remember this.
The Forgotten Woman, the Forgotten Lady.
The Forgotten Lady. Yeah.
Played by, don't tell me your name. It's what's her name's mother?
Don't worry,
Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Because Janet Leigh is going to have, she doesn't have any memory. She forgets it and not well.
Yeah. The season 2 episode, Dagger of the Mind, saw Columbo leaving his home turf for the first time. Where did the episode take place?
London.
Honolulu, or Miami?
Budapest.
Oh, it's London. In fact, what's her name? Pussy Galore's in that episode. Honor Blackman.
Number 24. In
How many fucking Columbo questions do we have?
What else?
Colosso,
Jesus.
we're past the midway mark.
God damn.
In
Was there
Murder
60?
Under Glass, Columbo shows off his cooking skills for a food critic and killer. What Italian dish did Columbo make? Eggplant parmesan, veal scallopini, or shrimp scampi?
Veal scallopini.
Murder on the Glass.
This is ridiculous.
I'll say shrimp scampi. Although it's not. It's the Capellini one.
The eggplant parm.
It's veal scallopini.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 25. This actor portrayed a killer 4 times in 4
Okay,
different
don't tell me.
episodes. A
Don't tell
record
me.
for the series.
That's all it says?
Ed Lauder.
I have 3 choices.
I
You
wish.
told me not to
I
tell
love
you.
Ed Lauder.
How many times can I
Do you
fool
want to hear
Columbo?
the 3 choices or not?
Yeah, give me the choices.
All right. You got Robert Cope,
Culp's
Dave-
3 times.
David Jansen,
Who?
David Jansen, or Detective Columbo. Try one of quality.
Okay, he's in
That
4
doesn't give me a
episodes. He's the bad guy in all 4 of the times he's on. I'm going to say it's Patrick McGowan.
Patrick McGowan. In How to Dial a Murder, 2 Doberman pinchers are trained to attack anyone who speaks what famous movie line? Choices
It's
are
Rosebud.
correct.
The dogs' names are Laurel and Hardy.
Ridiculous.
In Sex and the Married Detective, Columbo reveals he can play what instrument because it was the only instrument left in school? Piccolo,
Columbo never had
oboe,
sex.
or
What are you
tuba?
talking about?
I'm gonna go with tuba.
I don't remember
no
what he
idea.
played in that. I'll say Piccolo.
No, tuba is correct.
That was the Lindsay Krause episode, which is
Columbo
terrible.
played a tuba.
In a
I guessed it was
1977
comedic
episode of Dean Martin's Celebrity Roast, Peter Falk showed up in character as Columbo to roast which celebrity? Your choices are, I got to watch that on YouTube.
Rickles?
No, your choices, can you imagine? Bob Hope, George Burns, or Frank Sinatra?
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Sinatra. Oh, did you ever see that?
Mm-mm.
No.
I have to look that up. That's got to be great. Number 29, Peter Falk's second wife appeared in 6 episodes of Columbo. What is her name?
Shara Denise.
Mrs. Falk.
Denise. Yeah. All right, last question. Just one more. The episodes No Time to Die, 1992, and Undercover, 1994, were adapted from novels written by what best-selling crime author? Your choices are Ed McBain, Ernest Bloch, or Elmore Leonard.
Never heard of any.
Elmore Leonard. I have no idea.
Ed McBain.
No idea.
All right, now let's do the Coal Shack, the Night Stalker trivia.
Oh, I can pass that one. You want me to search?
Now, what was the
for
last one we're going to do with heavy metal stuff? See, you and Bingham would know more of the metal. Bingham, did you, by the way, put that Kill Switch Engage stuff in that list?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, who the hell put this in here? One of the songs wasn't bad. The other one, I was like, this is awful.
I don't know which one.
I don't either.
All right, I got to put Mikey to bed. I'll be back in a few.
All right.
Then it's Night Stalker.
I never even heard of Night Stalker
What is
until
Night
like
Stalker?
last month.
What? You have never seen Carl?
I don't think I've ever
Kolchak,
seen the
Night
episode.
Stalker.
No.
Holy
What-
shit! What the
what
fuck
is that?
wrong with
TV
you?
It was a
show?
TV show from
Yeah.
the 70s.
Darren McGavin.
No.
He wore the tacky bluish suit and had the straw hat, and he was a reporter. and it was all these like crazy monster cases that he'd go out, and he was a Chicago reporter, and he was like, always getting involved with, like, the first episode was like a Jack the Ripper kind of character, and then there were like,
and does he catch them? Is that what he's doing? He's catching. Is it like supernatural stuff?
Yeah, he reports on them, and of course, no one believes him. And at the end, he's vindicated and found to be right. But
do you remember the not the Outer Limits? What was the one that was kind of like Twilight Zone?
Oh, and one of the best theme songs.
What, Tales from the Dark Side?
No,
that was great.
70s.
Listen to the theme song from the Night Stalker.
I'll check it out. I'll watch it.
Yes,
I'll find it and watch it. But remember that it was with Gary Collins played the psychic. What was that terrible show?
I don't.
You remember Gary Collins?
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? Gary Collins was on a lot of the episodes. There's an episode where there was Bill Bixby and the statue, and it's kind of like a Twilight Zone type show, but it was not Outer Limits. What the hell was the name of that show?
I don't remember a Bill Bixby thing except for The Magician.
Oh, the show was terrible. And it was always a bad episode when Gary Collins was on it. God, he sucked.
He was
Kolchak. Terrible. I'll check it out. I think it's on Prime. I watch Columbo every night, in case you haven't figured that out. And when I go to bed, it's so like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, I can hear them talking and I know exactly what scene and what episode it's on. It's insane.
It looks like Gary Collins was in a TV show in the early 70s called The Sixth Sense.
No, not The Sixth Sense.
He was also in a couple of episodes of Perry Mason.
Keep going.
A series called Born Free.
No.
He guest starred in a bunch of shows like The Virginian, The FBI, Hawaii Five-0, $6 Million Man, Alf, Alice, The Love Boat, Bionic Woman, Charlie's Angels, Roots, Give Me a Break, Friends, Vegas, Yes, Dear, Jag, and most recently, Dirty Sexy Money.
All right, what's before The Sixth Sense?
He also appeared in an episode of Barnaby Jones and Quinn Martin's Tales of the Unexpected. That's got to be the one you're referring to. Tales of the Unexpected?
No.
No? How
Keep going.
about
70s or late 60s?
British TV show series, The Thriller? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going through everything that Wiki's going to give me. There's a bunch of movies, but these are not series.
Night Gallery.
What?
The show is called Night Gallery.
Never heard of it.
Matt, you remember Night Gallery? Yeah, Night Gallery. Oh, it was good. Night Gallery was it was like Twilight Zone, except when Gary Collins was on it. Then it was always this psychic issue.
Oddly enough, it was created by Rod Serling.
Yeah. I said it was like the 70s.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you ever, when Joe puts his cans on, Joe, do you remember Night Gallery?
Of course, I have it on DVD.
Oh, you do?
Wild. Now, all the show. Remember the Bill Bixby episode with the statue?
If you describe more, I would remember it more. I don't know it as good as I know Twilight Zone.
How about how bad the Gary Collins episodes were?
Oh goodness, they were wretched. That you don't have to remember.
The show was good. Night Gallery was always a good show, except when they said this week, Gary Collins. It's like, fuck it, I'm not watching this week's.
So there's no indication that Ed Lauder was in this show, but I do find it interesting that the theme music composer in season 3 was Ed Sauter. It's Sauter instead of L.
You fucking love Ed Lauder. I love Ed Lauder. I met Ed Lauder.
Did you really?
In like 99, 2000. And he was the nicest guy on the planet. He was so happy that I was so thrilled to meet him. I walked by him. I'm like, holy shit, Ed Lauder. He's
funny.
like, huh? I'm like, you're Ed Lauder. I fucking love you. He goes, oh, man, I love you. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? You're a fucking genius. I love him. He was like laughing. He was saying to his family, "Go see, I'm somebody."
That's amazing.
Like you fucking Ed Lauder, buddy.
There's a movie.
Guy was awesome. He was great in fucking like what was the movie? The Longest Yard, the old Burt Reynolds one.
Mhm.
He always played a great dickhead.
Oh yeah, you know what I love him in? I love him as the corrupt police commissioner in Death Wish 3.
Oh, he's outstanding.
It's just
There's not enough Ed Lauder on TV.
I've been recently obsessed with the Death Wish series. The first,
Have you seen the Bruce Willis version?
yeah, well, that one was actually good.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
one
it.
was good, but the original, the old Charles Bronson
There,
stuff.
oh yeah, there was. Let me just say
No,
this.
the first
This
two
is
were
how
good.
fucked up.
First two were great.
Oh, second
think-
one's outstanding. But
I
let me
think
just say this
great
about
is
Charles
maybe
Bronson.
the wrong word, but it's great in the sense that like something terrible can be great.
How fucked up were the '70s where Bronson's a sex symbol, right? Looks like a
Greatest-
heavy set Hispanic dude. They're all like, "Oh, that's Charles Bronson. He's sexy."
Best
You
line
guys seeing the
Go ahead.
guys want to maybe
Oh.
spray some Windex on that fucking TV?
That's funny.
Best line from Death Wish 2. I see you believe in Jesus. Yes, good. You're gonna meet him.
That's right.
I saw that in the theater when it came out.
Now, Death Wish 2 is the one that Jimmy Page did the music for, I believe.
Yes.
He did it for 3 as well, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Death Wish 2,
I don't think
you
Jimmy
listen
remembered
to-
that,
You
though.
listen to the title music at the beginning, and it's him basically noodling over, some bad synthy sounds. It's
Yeah.
so out of tune, it's unbelievable.
It's excellent. I like that already.
Dude,
The
he
album
must have
was
been on
horrible.
so much dope
Oh,
at
yeah.
that point in time.
Yeah.
I have to imagine in 82, 83, he was probably pretty messed up on heroin and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
wa-
That's probably him at his worst.
Who was? Who was?
Jimmy
Page.
Page.
Jimmy Page.
Oh, yeah.
I think he cleaned up for the firm. Maybe. Either way, now he's turned into a wonderful Korean lady.
So just for clarification, Death Wish 3, Jimmy Page is credited as the composer, but he had no involvement with the movie. Michael Winner reused Page's score from Death Wish 2 in the editing stage. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the list we had left over from last week was the one I saw at the bottom of the other list we did that had Joan Jett.
Yeah, well, that was terrible.
Number one greatest rock and roll song of all time.
The last list we had, John, the number
Okay.
one greatest rock and roll song of all time was I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So who wrote that list?
Joan Jett.
A 15-year-old girl. Right, Joan Jett.
Right, unbelievable. Songs
Sorry, I
songs
meant the
number 2 and
15-year-old
number
boy.
1 were Cherry
Songs that
Bomb,
I
followed
turn
by
off when
I
they
Love
come
Rock
on
and
the
Roll.
radio.
Right.
So there was a list under that list, which is the top 100 classic rock artists. Is that
Classic
the one you were
rock
talking about, Dave?
artist. Yeah, let's take some down and see what we have. This is
Well.
classic rock artists.
Top 100.
Now, would you consider Guns N' Roses classic rock?
At this point in time, yes.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
are-
What
they are
about
considered
Metallica?
that now. Same.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Metallica's first record was earlier than GNR's, right?
yeah.
83. Okay.
There's something. So the rock and roll thing, the thing that's so funny about that is when you consider the amount of time in between. I mean, think about the amount of time it took to get from the first recognized metal record, say like 69 Black Sabbath, right? Or 70, whatever year it was. Then 16 years later, you get Rain and Blood from Slayer, which is, one of the heaviest records of all time still, if you ask me. And since then, it's nearly 40 years.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Right. So, like, yeah, I think the beginnings of like hard rock and stuff is like at this point in time, it all has to be considered.
So you know what
classic.
came on today when I was in the gym, John, was Only by Anthrax. Are you
Ooh.
familiar with that track?
Yeah, featuring John Bush on lead vocal.
The vocal is better than the song. When you listen to worship music or For
Mhm.
All Kings,
Mm-hmm.
that material is so much better. than Sounds of Black Noise or White Noise, whatever the hell the name of that record is.
Yeah. Yeah, if they had John Bush singing on those 2 records, they would be even better.
Oh, you think so? I thought Belladonna does an awesome job on those records.
Belladonna's amazing.
I think he's okay. I just prefer the style of John Bush more.
Bush has a great voice, but only is boring. Only it's like it's very Alice in Chains-ish.
I
like Diamond Saint. That was good.
I like that record.
Yeah. No, I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. So what are we doing with this classic rock list?
All right, let's hear this classic rock. What do we got here? You got starting with 5-0?
No, why don't we have enough time for 100. We're not going to dwell on them. Starting out at 100 is
10-15.
Hold on a second. What's the focus of this? Is this another quiz or this is just a list?
No, this is a list that someone came up with the top 100 classic rock bands of all time. Wait till
we can do 115 minutes.
Yeah,
14 minutes.
We could do it.
10 minutes.
There's some we're not going to comment on at all.
All right, just take it down as quick as you can.
Number 100, Scorpions.
Okay.
99, Ronnie James Dio. 98, Billy Idol.
They're better. He's better than those 2.
97 is Jeff Beck.
Okay.
96, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Better than Jeff Beck?
I didn't make the list. Number 95 is Blue Oyster Cult.
Dominant submission.
94 is Traffic.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
It is all over the place. 93.
There's no way that they thought about this sequentially.
No way.
No.
This is just like, let's throw 100.
Can you name 100? Can you name 100?
Get them in the magazine.
We wrote them down. Our AI could come up with a better, more accurate list than this. 93 is Thin Lizzy.
Okay. That should be higher.
92 is the James Gang.
Okay.
91, Chicago. 90, Peter Frampton. 89, Motorhead.
So Peter Frampton, let me just say this. Peter Frampton is better than anything that we've listened to before. Peter Frampton has one album. Frampton Comes Alive.
Mm-hmm.
And most people can't name more than 5 songs from that guy.
Yeah, I would say 3.
Right.
Number
I'm not
88.
This is sequential.
No, it's not.
I'm
88
not
is the
convinced he
Moody
should be doing
Blues.
it.
What? Moody Blues?
88, Moody Blues. 87, Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Okay.
86 is Ted Nugent. 85, Ted's great. Uncle Ted. John Fogerty at 85. Bachman Turner Overdrive at 84. Ringo Starr at 83.
Now, I got a problem with John Fogerty because the stuff he did with CCR was much better than anything he did solo wise. So I don't know why they're.
Yeah, he had a couple of cool solo records, but nothing that I would say he makes the top 100. CCR should definitely make the top 100.
Let's see if CCR is also there. I'm curious how they're gonna.
Number 82 is Dave's best friend, Don Henley.
Ooh.
Coming in at 81 is Bon Jovi.
Better than Henley.
Better than Scorpions.
Yeah.
Coming in at 80 is The Faces, or just Faces. 79 is Bad Company. 78, Phil Collins. 77, the Red Rocker, Sammy Hagar. 76, Dave, this one's for you, Motley Crue.
That's terrible. How are any of these bands so far better than Thin Lizzy?
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't say Motley Crue is better than Blue Oyster Cult.
I wouldn't either.
Dominant submission. Radiance.
Number 75 is Joe Walsh.
So we got the James Gang
and Joe Walsh. Yeah.
Okay. So that means we are going to see CCR on this.
74 is
and we'll see the Eagles.
Are they going to throw Humble Pie on this list since we got Frampton solo as well?
Yeah. Well, you just said ELO this early?
ELO, 74.
Wow.
73 is Dire Straits.
Not better than ELO.
Yeah, ELO should be higher on the list.
Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? They got 3 songs that are palatable.
71, Foreigner.
I like Founders
Should be
3
higher than
albums.
71.
70. One of my favorite bands, Jethro Tull. 69. Lou Reed.
Fuck off.
Right.
off.
He's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
68. The Doobie Brothers.
Hmm.
67.
Good band.
Robert Plant. 66. Peter Gabriel. 65. John Mellencamp.
He's better than Peter Gabriel.
Or Robert Plant. 64 is Styx.
Oof.
63 is Steve Miller.
Wait a second. John made a noise that sticks. What do you have a
Sorry.
problem with sticks?
It's just all of their promo materials that come out these days where they all look like 26-year-old women.
I thought
can't
you
deal with it.
championed the Dynasty Young material.
My parents think so.
Uh,
63.
Dynasty Young's probably going to be better than Sticks, right? Dynasty Young will be solo, higher up on this list.
63 was
Have you guys
Steve
seen
Miller.
during COVID when Dennis DeYoung was doing songs from his living room and his piano?
Yeah.
And he looked like an 85-year-old grandmother. He had like the pink upside down glasses with the chain. And I'm watching this going, this is absurd. This is like the lady I took piano lessons from in high school.
Oh my God.
This is the singer of Styx.
62 is Stevie Nicks. 61, Alice Cooper.
Get the fuck lost.
You don't like Alice Cooper?
He's not in the top 100 classic rocks. And if he is, he's got to be up in the 90s.
Yeah, he shouldn't be 20 spots better than Peter Gabriel, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's a good argument, but at least he's ahead of Bon Jovi. Beating out.
Yeah, I don't know
Alice
if Bon Jovi
Cooper.
should even be on the list.
I would agree with that. Number 60 is Boston.
Yeah, that's a classic rock band.
59 is Ozzy Osbourne.
Should be higher.
How's
50
Ozzy not in the top 10?
I know.
Mhm.
58 is George Harrison. 57 is one of Dave's favorites, Santana.
First of all, anyone that heard George Harrison's solo career and heard Crackerbox Palace
Oh God,
knows that George Harrison does not
belong in there. No, that was like the worst song ever.
Crackerbox Palace. Oh,
Well, 57 was Santana. 56, sorry, Iron Maiden.
wow.
55, Judas Priest.
Whoa.
Oh, they have that backwards.
Well, no, it's because the two guitarists in Maiden aren't as tight as
Right.
fucking
That's a
bullshit.
good one.
Been dealing with that since I'm 14. Number
Bingham, which one do you like better, Priest or Maiden?
Maiden.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You're not
gotta go Maiden.
heterosexual.
I didn't have to think very hard about that.
Maiden was the first concert I ever saw. 54, Jefferson Airplane. 53, higher than Maiden and Judas Priest, is Def Leppard.
I like the fact you're squinting about Def Leppard, but Jefferson Airplane, you rolled over like it's
Right.
common
Because I
knowledge.
expect that, but I don't worry about that. When you're ranking metal, that kind of stuff, that's when I'm going to get critical on you. And I love Def Leppard, but they don't come ahead of Priest and Maiden.
Whoever wrote
No.
this list should have sequentially written Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship.
Right, all three should be.
Is it now just going
Just
to
right in a
be
row
Kit
just for the
or
entertainment
Star?
value.
Number 52 is Janis Joplin.
Okay.
She doesn't make my top 300.
51 is Jackson Brown.
I like Jackson.
We're in the top 50. Coming in at 50 is Rod Stewart.
I like Jackson Brown better.
49 is Hart.
Okay.
Good band.
48 is Journey.
Great
Okay.
band.
47 is Bob Seger.
Okay.
46 is Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
45.
Well, Yes, right now, that would tell me that, like, Yes has, I don't know, 10, 15 albums. 4 of them are palatable.
45.
Have you guys watched the band? Bingham, have you seen the Band Geeks? You know that guy, Richie Castellano, whatever his name is?
I
He
know who
plays
Richie
guitar.
Castellano is, but I don't know what Band Geeks is.
So he's got a band called Band Geeks, and they're out touring all the Yes stuff with John Anderson singing.
Sounds like something I'm not going to attend.
But it's hilarious because I watched one the other day and it was like, he goes, here's Gates of Delirium. The crowd goes nuts. The song plays. Halfway through it, I'm like, why the fuck am I still listening to this? What the hell is this? It's unlistenable. So for those of you who like Gates of Delirium, I'm sorry. I do not. Go on.
Number 45, Cheap Trick.
Great band.
Great
44
band.
is Kiss. You wanted the best, you got the best. Number 43 is Genesis.
Kiss. Did you say Kiss?
Yeah, he said Kiss.
I would put them like around 70.
They have to be.
They were huge.
And they're
Top 100 easy.
Pretty influential, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, they influenced me to fucking run to the bathroom and throw up.
What?
The first 3 albums are fantastic. The second 3 albums are not, but Kiss Alive 2 was good. Side 4 of Kiss Alive 2 would have been great if it was a side of an album, but instead they decided to come out with double platinum and then each one of their solo albums, and we don't need to go into how terrible those are. Dynasty's not a bad album, but then the album after that with Shandy,
Unmasked. Yeah, that's
not good. And then everything else went downhill for me.
I was listening to like XM radio or something, and I hear that ain't no pistol. You grabbed my love gun. And they start playing that, and I'm like, oh Jesus. And I look at the receiver in the car, and it says Kiss live in Athens, New York. It's like 1983.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, good God. And by the way, it's awful.
Is it worse than I was walking down the street one day?
Minding my own business.
Oh, that is the worst song ever. All hell's breaking loose.
I don't know, man.
I'm like in my pants.
Rotten.
I'm shitting my pants listening to this terrible song. It's rotten. I was walking down the street one day and minding my own. Oh, yeah, it's fucking horrible. That is horrible. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Number 42 is the Ramones.
Of course,
Speaking
they're
of
up high on the list. Why wouldn't they be?
41, the Cars.
So I was never a big Cars fan until recently when I really sat down with that first record. The first record is pretty incredible.
First record's genius.
First
I had
3
no idea.
albums, I think, are great.
I had no idea.
My brother played the first 3 albums nonstop, so I had no choice but to like them.
I think the first 3 albums are awesome. I think Panorama is just as good, and Candio's amazing. They're great records, those first 3. When they got to Shake It Up, it was kind of like becoming...
Yeah, it was. I didn't like Shake It Up, but the first 2 for me, I never really took to the third, but the first 2 were.
Well, check out Panorama because it's a really good record. Touch and Go is on it. You know. Touch
Oh
and
yeah,
Go.
yeah.
It's
I remember that.
a great tune.
We're at the top 40. Coming in at number 40 is Paul McCartney.
Wow.
Coming in at 39 is Deep Purple.
Okay.
38 is Steely Dan.
Why do I get the sneaking suspicion that it's going to be like in number 1, Nirvana?
Oh God, don't say
You know what I
that.
mean? It's like Rolling Stone
Wait.
put this together.
Rainbow's not going to be on this list. There's no way somebody made a list and put Rainbow better than Deep Purple because that's just too much reality into a
Well,
list.
did he say Purple yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Deep
just said it
Purple
right
is-
now.
Oh,
39 was Purple. Steely Dan is 38.
okay.
37, you were talking about them earlier tonight, the Allman Brothers Band.
Mhm.
36 is the Eagles.
Okay.
Wow.
35, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Now the Beatles are going to be number 1.
Let me just say this. Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, there's like 2 good songs on each record. Eagles, every album was good. Every album was good.
I
And I'm
know.
not an Eagles, I'm not a fanboy of the Eagles, but every album was good.
I
How the
agree with
fuck
you.
How do they
Well, that's-
lose out to that?
3 times Joe Walsh has made it on this list.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, but how about this one? Number 40 was McCartney. 34 is John Lennon. I think that should be flipped, if anything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Coming in at 33. Oh, Dave, this is your band, The Grateful Dead.
Yes.
The worst. The worst.
What did the 2 deadheads say to each other when the acid wore off?
Yeah, this
And
music
they got
sucks.
beat
Jesus,
out.
this music sucks.
Totally. It's true.
Another one of Dave's favorite bands, Leonard Skinner.
I like Skinner.
32.
Yeah.
I know there were a couple of songs you don't like.
Give me 3 steps I hate, but if I hear On the Hunt, I think On the Hunt, yeah, Give Me Back My Bullets,
Give
Mr.
Me Back My
Saturday Night
Bullets is
Special,
awesome.
those are great
Those are
songs.
awesome.
How
Number
do you not like
31.
Give Me 3 Steps?
Oh, it's just so.
It's a classic.
I know it. Have you ever played it at a gig?
It's a classic. No.
Have you played it at a gig? When you play it, you play it once at a gig. I guarantee you're going to say, I fucking hate that song. When you realize the solo is just the same riff in 2 different positions back and forth, you're like, oh, shoot me now.
I play plenty of stuff at my gigs that I don't like to play.
Yeah, of course. We all do. You get sick of stuff fast. As soon as you stop playing it, you're like, oh, this actually isn't good.
Right.
It's true.
31.
All right, where are we?
31. Rush.
Should be
Okay.
higher.
30. Eric Clapton.
Should be lower.
Heard of them.
29. Billy Joel.
Shouldn't be on the list.
I like Billy Joel.
He's good. 28. ZZ Top.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Dave,
A lot of love for ZZ.
coming in at number 7, the 27, right above ZZ Top. You asked about them earlier. It's Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. That's just unfortunate.
Well, the reality of Guns N' Roses is that they have one good influential record.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Use
You
Your
like
Illusion
Use Your
records
Illusion
are
too that
not,
much?
they're not good. They're not good albums.
I like Use Your Illusion too better than the Breakout album.
But they should have had Use Your Illusion, not 1 and 2, just one record. Then it wouldn't have
Double
stunk
album.
so bad. Because I think
Yeah.
between the 2 records, they have maybe 6 songs.
All of them on 2. I actually know Garden of Eden's not bad.
It's not good.
It's not great.
Yeah. I
Coming
Could be
in,
the best song on 1.
thought Right Next Door to Hell, first track, not bad.
coming in at number 26 is Queen.
26. Queen doesn't make top 10.
I know.
Mm.
Top 10 is going to be
Interesting.
Beatles, Nirvana.
25.
a lot of dumb
Coming at the
stuff.
top 25, it's
Rolling Stones.
Cream.
Okay.
Mm.
No way.
Beating out Cream for the 24th spot is Tom Petty.
Wow. I'm assuming that comes with Heartbreakers.
No, it just says Tom Petty. But
All right.
number 23, Fleetwood Mac.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm assuming they mean the Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks,
Yeah.
not Bob Welch, Fleetwood Mac, Hypnotize.
Number 22 is the band.
Okay.
Fuck no.
Not at number 22.
Not on the
Oh,
list.
absolutely not. Number 21. I love them, but Aerosmith ahead of
Hey.
Queen.
No.
Not ahead of Queen, but they're in the right spot. Queen should have been right around the
I
Queen
would
should
take
be right
Oh.
there.
I would take Aerosmith ahead of Queen all day.
Fuck off.
Really?
Yeah, the first 3 records are chock full of greatness. And I still think Queen, after all these years, is just like scattered hits and a lot of stuff I don't care for.
Well, beating all
You
them out for
homophobe.
number 20 spot is Metallica.
Okay.
Oh, fucking Metallica.
Ooh.
Number 19, The Clash.
Ugh. No.
18 is The Police.
The Clash.
It's a really
Finally.
strange top 20 so far.
Fucking crazy. But finally,
Clash,
some
the
sanity.
Police.
Although I would put them top 10, it's AC/DC.
Yeah, how's that not top 5?
Number 16. I would also put this band top 10, but they're a personal favorite. It's The Doors.
Okay.
Coming in
I
at
believe they're a top 20 band, and I wouldn't argue anybody's position of putting them anywhere in the top 20.
Yeah.
So if somebody said Doors were number 1, I don't agree, but but the argument is there.
you can respect it.
I can.
Yeah. I don't think 15. I don't really have anything personally against this band. I don't think they're higher than the other bands in the top 20 so far. It's the Kinks,
I love the Kinks.
and I love the Kinks. Coming in at 14, not in the top 10, is Black Sabbath.
Ooh,
Wow.
Should be top 10.
Wow.
And Black
No
Sabbath
respect
was
in it.
beat out at the 13th spot. It's Creedence Clearwater Revival.
There we go. CCR. We knew it'd be in there.
Coming in at number 12 is The Who.
I don't mind the Who at number 12. I don't agree because I think they'd be in a worse position, but I don't mind it at 12.
I would go with what you said about the Who. I would apply also what you said about the Doors. I would apply to the Who because the Who was for me is top 10, top 5. Sometimes.
Seems like they'd be up there with the Stones and whatnot, but I guess not.
Dave must be voting now because number 11 ahead of all those other acts is Neil Young.
Oh my God.
Which, by the way, I had no idea that song from what is it, America? Roll through the desert with the horse from the... I never knew that was not Neil Young. I always thought that was him.
Yeah, it's Dewey Bunnell.
Yeah, it sounds like Neil Young.
On the first, I like Dewey Bunnell better than Neil Young.
I want to hear Peter.
I love Dewey Bunnell.
Coming in at number 10, we're in the top 10. It's Bruce Springsteen.
Fuck off.
Thank you.
This is where the list is going to start getting very pretentious. If Elvis Costello is in this top 10, I'm going to shoot myself.
Coming in at number 9 is Elton John.
Oh, you should have said Elvis Costello.
Okay, I can't believe we haven't heard Pink Floyd yet.
Coming in at number 8 is David Bowie.
Okay.
Overrated.
Coming in at number 7 is Van Halen.
Heard of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
What?
I don't know that I would put him this high.
Okay.
Maybe my own personal list, but I can't imagine this person who made this shitbag list with the Scorpions at either 100 or 99. Who was number 99? The Scorpions? But Van Halen's number 7.
It's not there yet. It's got to be.
They're the same fucking band. And if it's not Nirvana and it's the band that does American Idiot, I can't even think of Green Day. I'll fucking go bananas because they're the worst.
Oh, don't fucking even say that. I'll cry. Coming in at number 6. By the way, which one is Pink? It's Pink Floyd.
Yeah. All right.
At number 6.
Number 6.
Okay.
Because the top 5 spot went to your all-time favorite, Bob Dylan. Coming in at number 4, of course, it's Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Get the fuck.
Coming in at number 3, it's Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Most people would put them at number 1. I know I would.
I can't even debate it.
All right, we're going to get the
Zeppelin has to
Rolling
be one.
Stones and the Beatles next. There's
Got
no
the
way.
Rolling Stones at number 2
Yep.
and the Beatles at number 1.
Okay.
All
So they
right.
didn't consider Nirvana classic rock. It must be like pre-1990s.
Let me ask you this question. Why would the Rolling Stones be outdone by Zeppelin?
Because they were.
Why
better.
would they?
Yeah. I know
They wouldn't.
Zeppelin outsold them 2-1.
But they're not on this list. Are you saying?
No, I'm saying, but because of that, like Zeppelin is definitely the more iconic. I mean, people have seen the Stones. I mean, they've been around, but are they the most iconic? Are they more iconic than Zeppelin?
No.
Well,
I
they're
guess
not-
it's for discussion, but I think Zeppelin is far more an iconic band.
Yeah, but they're, I mean, to me,
The
Zeppelin.
Beatles
is more
were
of
only
a-
around for the same amount of years. Beatles were around, what, 8 years, 7 years? Zeppelin was around 9 years. The Stones are doing it for 40 years, and they still can't be up to their level.
I think that maybe the Stones has like a wider appeal because it's more pop. Zeppelin's got more hard rock.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
But if it's
my
a
guess.
wider appeal, they would have sold more records. And they haven't. Zeppelin sold about 400 million. Stones are at about 200 million. Floyd's at about 300. I think Floyd should be higher. Floyd's at like 300 million sales.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that would have been my
Yeah, there was no
shot at this.
Kansas.
No Kansas.
No, that doesn't
Kansas.
surprise me.
Oh my God! If you have Aerosmith on a list, I think Kansas belongs there. They're fucking awesome. And you have Styx.
Yeah, but Kansas never did any Diane Warren songs.
That's why they should be on the list.
Guys, I got to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm dying.
All righty.
10-4. We did a banger tonight.
Yeah.
We did a long show, folks. We're gonna call it tonight. That's about it. I'm gonna go smoke a cigar and relax.
Very good.
Beatles over 600 million. Yeah, well, there's no arguing Beatles number 1. I'm just saying, if you're gonna say 400 million to 200 million, give me Zeppelin. Although I'd argue that Zeppelin was more of a touring band. Joe's listed out. We're done.
All right.
Bingham, thanks for coming on.
It was good seeing you, John.
I'm waiting
hey, you
for.
know what? I'm sorry. Let me check something really quick.
Let me know when.
Our next show, next Wednesday, I have that day
Yeah.
off. That's my 2-year anniversary.
All
One
right.
more week, and I'll be sober for 2 years, and I'll be live streaming here on the DL show. I'll have some
All
fucking.
right, we'll be
do more-
celebrating.
I've got more Columbo quizzes, Dave.
Oh, excellent.
just
So
say-
next week, guys, we're at Joe's 2 years of sobriety.
We're all doing a shot.
We'll celebrate. I don't drink, so
I don't.
Joe doesn't
sobriety.
drink.
We'll all
I-
have some
I
coffee.
thought you said 2 years celibate.
No.
Sober.
Some people choose.
I gave up the
LSD, some have
vodka
a
and the
Thrust
tequila
upon them.
for coffee.
That is the best coffee. Look at
It's
that
the best
morning
fucking coffee
blend.
in the world.
Yeah, where's
What
my
is
bag, Dave?
What is
I
down
need a-
east coffee?
Where's my bag? I need a
Downey's
fucking bag of
Roasters
coffee,
is a
man.
coffee that's made in
Fucking
Pawtucket,
down.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And that's the morning blend. It's really great coffee. Guys, if you can go online, Matt, when you message me, text me your address. I'll send you a bag.
All right. So
Seriously.
coffee from Dave and John. I'll be expecting that bad cat in the mail.
Oh,
that's
any
right.
day now.
What I wish. I've never owned a tube amp. The one thing I always piss and moan about.
Nothing like
Yeah.
it.
We'll get one. All right, guys. Have a good one.
You never
Good
had
night,
one? I'll give you
everybody.
I might give you my night trade. That fucking thing is terrible.
All right.
Can't stand it.
Night Stalker, Dave. Check out the
All right, Night Stalker. I'm going to check it out. Somebody,
Cool check.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure out where it's on.
Whoa,
Everyone,
You've
I wanna
never
thank
seen
everyone-
Prospect the Night Stalker?
I've never seen it.
I'll fucking stab you.
Yeah.
What
Start
cha-
with
is-
the
is-
movies.
Is Prime on it or Tubi on
I'll
it?
find it. I'll find it. Shit, I'll let you
Yes.
use my Prime login. I own them. I own
No,
them
I
in
have
three
Prime.
different places.
Yeah, I have Prime,
No, I
so if
bought-
it's on
no,
Prime,
I bought the series. I bought the series. I have the
Oh, okay.
series on DVD. I have the series on Blu-ray. I have them bought on Prime. It's every night, every Sunday night. It's on at MeTV. You've never seen Kolchak?
I never even heard of it until people started talking about it on
Holy
this show.
shit.
Yes, it's the greatest shit.
How
in the
did you
world.
get through Columbo?
Only
and
one
never even hear-
season, and it left such a fucking impact. It was the influence for the X-Files.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just got to say this. Last Saturday night, we had a great gig. It was packed. This girl walks by, and literally as she's walking by, I look at Jim and I said, "Here's a retarded Christy McNichol."
Oh, what, Christy?
And what?
That's
I
not
said,
good.
"Here's a retarded Christy McNichol."
Oh.
The girl looked like Christy McNichol with Down syndrome.
Oh, Jesus.
Which I don't know if you've seen Christy McNichol. I don't know why people thought she was attractive in my youth. She was always terrible. She looked like a butch lesbian.
Yeah.
I referred to the movie Little Darlings. Anyways,
Yeah.
she walks by. I said it really just kind of like half-ass saying it because I thought it was funny. Then she walks back, and as she's walking back, I realized that was fucking spot on. That while we're playing, I'm in full fucking laughter. I can't even breathe. And I'm playing the song, and Jim's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, that chick walks by. Finally, at the end of the song, I composed myself. I said, you see that girl that walked by? He goes, yeah, she was fucking awful. I said to you, that's the retarded Christy McNichol. And the fucking guy's like, we're taking a break. He lost it. He's like, we're taking a break.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I never got that whole thing with her either.
Very, very.
Oh,
Here's
Christy
the link,
McNichol was-
everybody. Kolchak the Night Stalker on
Oh, it's on
Peacock.
Peacock. But is it on the free Peacock or is it on paid Peacock?
I don't know. I got the paid Peacock, but if you can start, it was 2 TV movies. So start with
Were they
those.
first?
They were first.
Okay, so if those, because that's the way Columbo was, a TV movie. Because they really call, they say there were 2 pilots, and even when we did this quiz, they called it 2 pilots. But really, the first Columbo wasn't a pilot as much as it was a TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Grusin did the music. There was a whole introduction, and then the real pilot to the TV show was Ransom for a Dead Man. That was the real pilot because that was the. And then the very first episode after that was the Jack Cassidy episode, which is called Murder by the Book.
And it's kind of the same evolution.
And that's
where
Spielberg.
the 2 TV movies are the character, but not fully developed, and then the TV show is just a character, and he's fucking hysterical. He's like the bad Penny that turns up every time.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that it wasn't about the cigar with the Bing Crosby, because the character in the story was a cigarette, and Peter Falk was a cigarette smoker, and he said, "I think it would be better if he smoked a cigar." And he picked the cigar, the raincoat, in the car.
Mm. Well, Kolchak has it's chock full of those stars of the 70s, man. So
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Who's the star?
Darren McGavin.
Who the hell is Darren McGavin?
Remember the father from A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
That's him.
It's him.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you saw everywhere, but
Billy Madison.
He's the father in Billy Madison.
Yeah.
I knew him as Kolchak before that.
Yeah, he'll always be Kolchak to me.
Plays Billy Madison's dad. He's the Night Stalker, the Night Strangler. What the hell's that?
Well, those are
Mickey's
the first two movies was the Night Stalker and the Night Strangler. Then the
then the series.
Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Gotcha. He was in Raw Deal with Schwarzenegger.
Raw Deal, yeah, he was awesome in that.
Hilarious.
I expect a full report next week. Dave.
Kolchak. I thought you guys kept saying Kojak.
No, Kolchak.
No, yeah. You know what's funny is you guys watch science stuff. There's like all this stuff with the James Webb Telescope, and they got that Michio Kaku. Do you guys know who Michio Kaku is? He's like the Asian guy who's like a professor. But every time I hear someone say his name, I'm always like, Michoacan, man. Michoacan from Cheech and Chong.
Okay.
All right. Bingham, we hope to have you back soon. We enjoyed having you here. It's good to see you.
Also known
By
as
the way, I
Bad
do
Cat
love Raw
Dude.
Deal with Schwarzenegger, but
What's
that's
that?
for another time. I said I do love Raw Deal with Schwarzenegger, but that's for another time.
All right.
What do you like better?
Ever
That
tell
or
you
Running Man?
my favorite line from that movie? Oh, I love the bedroom. You know why? There's a bed in there.
Christ.
It's one of the best.
That sounds about Arnie. All right, guys, I got to go.
All right, everyone. Listen, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week at Joe's. We're going to celebrate Joe's 2 years of sobriety. John, thanks for coming. Gentlemen, as always, great seeing you, and very good.
Good night, everyone.